good.
Are we online?
We are online.
Nah.
Online.
This is the live stream.
Ma.
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 Boy, you guys just tuning in are getting something special. I tell you.
Yeah, Archer, when a gunshot goes off too close to his head.
Ma.
Ma.
Tweet. Tweet, tweet. Oh no, I must log in. Before you can tweet. Tweet.
I can make all the mouth sounds I want because BJ isn't here. To like angrily throw his headphones down and storm out of the room and go beef.
Oh, we're gonna be. You're part of the U.S. national beef.
Beef?
Beef.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Sorry, I just got us flagged.
For what?
The rights to Sanford and Son.
No, it's a cover.
Doesn't matter.
So this is a cover of the Steptoe and Son theme song?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know if they made up their own theme song or not.
Are you a gremlin? What's going on over there?
It's cornholioing again.
Wow. Where I come from, we have no bunghole.
Bunghole.
From Titicaca.
Bunghole.
For some reason, the one I remember the most is one where they just kept saying pipe. Jen and I will still do that. We'll be like, there's something wrong with the sink. And I'll be like, is it the pipe?
My favorite part is, Senor Beavis, donde está tu holpas? Are you threatening me? That's the one always.
Yeah. Beavis, you get the hell out of here.
Senor Beavis, donde está tu holpas?
Okay.
Are you threatening me?
Oh my god! Like,
It's been 20 years since I've watched that. I still remember that.
It's pretty good. Some quality stuff right there.
oh man, I do miss Beefs, and even like the comeback was pretty good.
It was all right. It had moments.
It was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah. What hurt it is they can't do the Beavis voice anymore, and it just didn't sound right. But
what was that?
But then he sounded fine on that whatever the Portland the Man video or whatever the fuck that thing was.
Portugal.
Whatever. I don't know. Portland.
Portugal is a different place from Portland, sir.
Home of Eric Roberts.
It is. In this movie,
They're
at
both
least.
on the very extreme left coast of their respective continents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's that.
I suppose there's that.
Man, we tell anyone we were going to be here on Monday?
I
weird
told
shit.
I told some people.
Did you?
Yeah, but
Hey, there's the tweet.
yep. You
Oh,
now
there's
found-
the problem.
You just found the tweet.
Yeah.
Tweet that out. There's two people here. Speak
It's
up.
us. It's us, Chuck.
So, how's everybody's weekends?
It was yesterday.
Yeah, how was it?
I don't know. I was here reporting podcast with you assholes.
Podcast. I'm here for recording
Uneventful.
podcast. We podcast with you assholes.
Whoa. Jesus.
That's my Chuck invitation. I'm been working on it.
Oh yeah.
That was Chuck?
Yeah,
I have a
Are
very
you sure?
I have a very good voice for impersonation.
it's a very good voice for impersonations.
What?
Finally, we found an impression worse than Walt's of mine.
What are you talking about? Waltz was great.
We all knew it was you.
Slayed us.
Yes, because he said my name and said,
That's the best kind of
Yes.
impressions.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Look, it's the Rich Little things.
Yeah. Hey, Pilgrim, I'm John Wayne. See? It's uncanny.
Yeah. It sounded just like him. Wasn't there one year that Rich Little hosted like the White House Correspondents' Dinner, like in the 2000s?
Oh, geez,
like after there was some kind of backlash, like against.
They had a filthy comic, so they went and got Rich Little.
Yeah. Someone got Rich Little one year, and they're like, well.
Anyone want to hear some
it's
impressions
like,
of Dick Sargent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, 2007.
Yep. 2007. That was not that long ago.
Yeah.
Rich Little was like 90 then.
Yeah. I believe probably because 2006 they tore George Bush a new asshole for, murdering everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the Super Bowl. The year after, like, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, we got, like, what was it, Paul McCartney or some shit? Just some old fucker. Get on the stage.
Some old fucker ain't going to pull his titty out.
Play your hits from the 60s. Old fucker.
Yeah, get some guy ain't going to pull his titty out.
Old fucker. Fucker.
Yeah. I mean, the worst damage that could happen is his balls fell on his ankle of his pants, That's about it.
Maybe I'd be amazed if that happened.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
The year before Rich Little was Stephen Colbert. That's when he tore Bush a new ass.
Yeah, they're like, we thought we were getting the conservative guy.
Yeah. Where's the guy who does that show?
Should have gotten Dennis Miller. He's
so funny.
Yeah. Well, there was a podcast I really like is Revisionist History with Malcolm Gladwell, and they had one discussing satire. I think this was like 2 years ago, and it was about this character called Lots of Money, I believe it was, in England, who was supposed to be like this parody of people like get rich quick people who, made money scamming people and all that, and like he just became this beloved figure, and it was like, oh man, Lots of Money, he's the best, and he was supposed to be like this shitty, terrible person. And they kind of tied it in with Stephen Colbert, where like the best satire becomes indistinguishable from the actual thing that it's satirizing, and that the people that it's satirizing are like, yeah, that guy's got some really good points, And it's like that's how like conservatives love Stephen Colbert because they actually took him seriously,
Sure.
and how it kind of backfired on him because like it stopped being funny because
people were taking it seriously.
Yeah, because he couldn't, which nowadays is just like commonplace. Like Twitter, you can't tell if anyone's making a fucking joke anymore or not, or if they're just like legitimately fucking insane out of their goddamn minds.
Well, yeah, now that Favestar is gone.
What?
Who knows who's making a joke now? Because who would just do it for their own right?
Well, Favestar no longer has a point because people don't tell jokes on Twitter anymore.
That's why they closed shop.
Yeah. People, like, Twitter is just like, hey, look at this shitty person I'm retweeting and dunking on. Like...
That's Twitter now.
Yeah. I had to block whatever that girl, that machine gun girl.
Yeah, I blocked her too.
Yeah, because people were like, look at this bullshit she's posting. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I do not care. This person is famous because they walked around on their campus with a fucking machine gun. And we're like, you can't take away my rights.
Wasn't it also Kent State?
It was Kent State, yes, which just real...
Yeah.
But yeah, every time she goes anywhere, it's like, I'm in New York and they won't let me have a gun here, and it's like,
so I suppose if Kent State expelled her, then the shitstorm would begin.
She did it after graduation.
Oh yeah, she graduated.
So she wasn't even a student walking around on campus with
she was
an
done.
AR-15.
Yeah, this was check out my graduation photo.
That's fantastic.
Thing is, I was on Twitter for 7 years, and I don't think I blocked a single person. I block someone daily now. Like literally daily. I just block people like, okay, you're a shit. I'm just not even gonna.
I don't think I blocked people till Gamergate started. That's when I first was like, okay, you know what? I can't tolerate this.
The weird thing about Gamergate is I ended up unfollowing a lot of games journalists that I liked because they wouldn't stop talking about it. And I'm like, I agree with you guys. I just don't want to hear about it anymore. So I unfollowed a whole bunch of them because I was just like, I can't handle you guys talking back and forth about all this shit. But I didn't block anybody because it was all,
Yeah.
I had curated my list well enough to follow people that I was like, that were not going to be like, no, Gamergate, yeah, you got to understand. Chicks are sleeping with guys to get review scores better.
Yeah.
It's like...
You've got to understand.
Yeah. like it's just not right. I only trust YouTube celebrities YouTube reviewers.
I just want... Quick, name the game that she made.
Depression Quest.
Oh, okay. See, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
It didn't have reviews because it was given out for free.
Right.
Like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'd say follow the money, but just like follow the misogyny is really like what you should be following. Just follow the misogyny.
I think we're all playing that game now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's I couldn't remember the name because I'm
ahead
in
of its time.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah. It was like, hey, see what depression's all about.
Yeah. I think
it's like, nah, that's okay.
I got
a couple years later, it's like, oh yeah, no, I get it now.
I think I unlocked all the Chiefs like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
I 100%ed it, and I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah. Is that your impression of me?
No. No, it's not, actually.
Okay, good. I didn't hear my name, so I wasn't sure.
No.
I couldn't tell.
No, if I was impressing, I'd be like, I'm Chuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, that sounds like me.
Holy shit. We should record this in stereo. Blow people's minds. All right, well, should we do this thing that we do sometimes?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, does that high five thing on the poster, that didn't have it in the movie, did it?
I don't know.
I don't think it did.
I don't know. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Episode 429.
Man,
Numbers.
getting up there.
They just keep going up.
They do.
every week.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah. We're Sans BJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a couple weeks, right?
He's on vacation.
He is
Yeah.
on vacation.
He's touring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the road show.
Yes.
version
Yeah,
of
he
the
is
BMFcast.
literally on tour.
Yeah. You can see him live.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much every day.
Yeah.
If you're in the right location,
Sure,
you can
yes.
see BJ live.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have sight.
Right.
Yes.
So let me tell you about what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast.
Oh, I can't wait to find out.
We go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie, and then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. Then you know what? We rate them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot
Oh,
Jocks.
man, that's a great scale.
I love that movie.
Hold up, though.
What?
There's
what?
a negative sliding
Wait.
scale.
No.
1 to 5 bags.
No.
As in giant bags of trash.
Oh,
That's for them bad movies.
We should not watch any of those.
Yeah, well, but we do sometimes.
So the more trash it
right.
is?
Yes, yeah. So the
Okay.
worst movies, a la Twilight and Forbidden Zone, etc.,
Oh.
they will get 5 bags.
Yes.
As in bags of trash.
Right. Yeah.
Garbage
Now you
things.
understand.
Like
I do,
Ford
yeah.
Fairlane.
Yes.
They are the worst of the worst.
But
But this week we are starting Freedom Month.
sure,
Not
yeah,
really.
America.
Not really.
We celebrate America.
It's not really a theme at all. It's just some
No.
random ass movies that we've been meaning to watch.
They all have America in them.
Okay.
Yes. Like this one.
Yeah, like 1989's The Best of the Best.
Yep.
Or just Best of the Best. There's
Right,
no
no,
Best of the best.
That's the fourth one. Is the best of the best.
Oh, so it's like Fast and Furious, but in
the
reverse.
gritty
Okay.
reboot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's get a quick plot summary for this here thing, and then we'll talk more about it.
Mhm.
A team from the United States is going to compete against Korea in a Taekwondo tournament. The team consists of fighters from all over the country. Can they overcome their rivalry and work together to win?
Yes, but they don't really have a rivalry. It's just 4 of them are all okay, and one's a douche.
Yeah. One is Chris Penn.
Yes. One is Chris Penn.
To give you an idea of what kind of movie this is, Eric Roberts and Chris Penn are 2 of the competitors that are literally the best of the best that the United States has to offer.
Indeed, they are. This movie has a cast.
Yeah. Do you have our cheat sheet of
I do.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has, of course, Eric Roberts,
Yes.
our, I guess, main character, kind of.
Yeah.
He's not the main character, but he's the biggest star, so therefore we
Yeah.
think he's the main character.
I'd say he's the
It's
main
kinda-
character. He's just not the top fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
we do
it's
spend
kind
the
of
most time
pretty
on him.
much told from his perspective through
Yeah.
the majority of the movie. But yeah, Eric Roberts of Christmas Rush
Mm-hmm.
and The Ambulance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only
that,
BMFcast.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I know.
I'm
we should
shocked.
do more.
We really,
Especially of
after this performance, yes.
Of the mullet
we
era.
should. Oh, God, it's so good. He has the best fucking mullet ponytail
He
thing
has
going.
too much hair. I honestly, like, it was bothering me.
No.
Get a fucking haircut.
Do not get bothered by that. It's awesome. It also has Philip Rhee of Hell Squad.
Hell Squad.
I do not remember him being in Hell Squad, but...
I want to say he showed up in that scene where it was just like, hey, this girl's in a bar, and suddenly there's someone there to fight her, and that's how we find out that she's one of the people who will be fighting, and it's just he's the Asian assassin who shows up.
Yeah. And I'll note he also wrote the story, or co-wrote the story. James Earl Jones.
Right.
From Alan Quatermain. How do you say?
Quatermain.
Quatermain?
Yeah.
Even though there's no R,
Correct.
it's Quater.
Yep.
Main. Alan Quatermain
No.
and The Lost City of Gold.
Right.
And also The Ambulance.
Yeah.
So IMDb Trivia probably went nuts with the fact that, hey, this is a reunion of sorts, even though it happened before.
It's a prequel reunion.
Yes. Eventually they would reunite in The Ambulance between him and Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
Sally Kirkland of Gunman.
Gunman. I don't know.
That's a fun movie.
Yeah.
That is a good, bad, and the ugly knockoff.
Yeah.
Chris Penn of Fist of the North Star, which I had forgotten that he was in Fist of the North Star. But yeah, he's the guy whose head exploded.
Yes. Well,
Well,
one of several heads.
Well, yes, but it got wrapped in leather or something, and then and then John P. Ryan of Avenging Force, Delta Force 2, and Class of 1999.
Yeah.
Was he the horribly racist senator in Avenging Force? Or was he just like the KKK leader type guy?
He was not the main bad guy. He was just there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But Class of 1999, he was like the creepy principal.
Yeah, I
dude,
believe
right?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a cast.
It is. One might say the best of the best.
Well, I mean, that would be like Steve James and Ice-T, and
Yeah.
that would be like the Dreamcast, you know.
Well, that's a Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
That's a different thing.
Oh.
Well, that would be the best of the best.
Okay, fine. Well, this is the best they could do.
Okay.
How about that?
It's pretty good.
The best of the best they could do. Sure. Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, this movie.
This should be a quick one to talk about plot-wise, because
Man, these guys went to the Rocky IV School of Filmmaking.
they sure did.
Which is, hey, have you seen a montage before?
Yeah. I mean, it is literally like the stop for 30 seconds, give us some dialogue, and then throw us into another montage type.
Pretty much.
Filmmaking.
I mean, the beginning, Eric Roberts is working in a vehicle assembly place.
In Portland.
In Portland, sure. He's got a kid, because he goes home to see a kid, teaches him how to ride a bike, which is his first mistake.
Right.
Well, second, because he had the kid. And then...
His kid, Walter.
Yeah.
Walter the child. I mean, I know there are adults named Walter, and obviously they were kids at some point, but a child named Walter just seems like the weirdest.
You call him Walt or something not
He doesn't.
so like old man.
He just, Walter, get on your bike, let's do the thing.
Right. But he's got a wet blanket mom, because he gets a letter. It's like, hey, we want you to try out for the U.S. karate team. Despite the fact that this entire movie is 100% Taekwondo.
Yeah.
They keep saying karate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yep.
But anyway, and the wet blanket mom is like, no, your shoulder and stuff, because
Yes.
when
The Wet Blanket Mom, by the way, Oscar winner Louise Fletcher.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nurse Ratched.
You know?
I guess you're right.
Yeah. Yes, I am. I mean,
I don't know why that never clicked with me.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
But
all she gets to do in this is
It was wet blanket.
blanket the fuck out of
Yeah,
him.
she's like, hey, you have a kid now, and your shoulder is made of plastic, and maybe you shouldn't do this. And he's like, come on, Mom.
I don't have nothing.
Yeah, I got to do
I got
this.
nothing here. And
Yeah.
she's like, but you have a son. And he's like,
Do I?
yeah, but he sucks.
Yeah, but his name's Walter.
Yeah.
Lame.
It's really tough to party and meet chicks. when
Right.
you're dragging a kid around, especially one as lame as my son.
All I do is build cars and make my kid ride a bike.
Yeah.
I want to live, Ma.
And we'll note, like Eric Roberts, he's like 30-something at this point in the movie. Yeah. But he did get the letter that said, congratulations.
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 You graduated.
Yes. You are the best
That's
of the best.
graduated.
Yeah.
Come try out to be the best of the best, etc.
Yep. And we also see Philip Rhee get a letter. He's got a karate school in Fresno.
Or Taekwondo school, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and he breaks up a fight between some of the kids there, like to show that he's a good sensei. He's not Cobra Kai by any means.
No.
He is.
The way they cut to that, I thought it was Walter in the class.
Yeah.
Because, like, one of the kids kind of sort of, like, you didn't have a lot of time with him, and it just cuts, and it's like, oh, so Walter's in Taekwondo class. And it's like, no, he's not.
But yeah, no one lives anywhere near each other.
No, Walter is not cool enough to be taking Taekwondo.
Yeah. But he gets a letter and reads it and gives us like a, and then, it's basically cut to.
And we also see interstitials of, like, the super highly precision South Korean team, which is, like, 75 dudes all doing the same move at the same time, and they still pick out, like, they only pick out 4 dudes because one guy's, I guess, just a shoo-in. He's already their Olympic champion. It's like, well, we need 4.
Well, he's got an eye patch.
He does have an eye patch.
Like, you don't fuck with a guy with an eye patch.
He wins by default.
Well, I mean, you should. I mean,
someone did.
One side, they're easy to hit.
They do not explain.
No, they don't.
What happened to his eye?
Yeah. But yes, and then so we see this, and then it's like, all right, now we are at. They basically, they're not even really invited to be part of the team. They're invited to have a competition to join the team.
Be part of the qualifiers.
So
they just go to a high school gym.
It's really just for show because like some of our people lose, and James Earl Jones is still like him. Chris Penn gets his ass kicked.
Yeah,
and then he's just
he gets disqualified.
Yeah,
but he's just like he's a fighter. He's in.
But like what we learn is that Taekwondo is not a win or lose sport. It is by points. So even the people who are not doing very good have a spark of something that James Earl Jones is looking for, which why James Earl Jones is a Taekwondo coach doesn't make a lot of sense, and no one ever bothers to explain it, but yeah, he's the guy. And he's got a little beardy, mumbly guy
They
with
do
him.
say at some point that he's a veteran of the sport, so he had participated or been a coach or whatever.
Oh, they've flat out explained his coachness later.
Yeah, but it's implied that he had been a competitive fighter.
Okay, well,
way back when.
I think we need a best of the best prequel.
Yeah,
where he's in the Korean War and he gets injured and learns Taekwondo.
Okay,
as his rehab.
Right,
man. If Billy Blanks wasn't old, we could have had Billy Blanks do it.
I'm just saying, like you could make a cool movie and like you could make this whole thing of like he's disappointed that. America didn't really win the Korean War. That drives his winning, need to win now. It's like, you could make a movie here.
Yeah, a real movie.
Yeah,
but anyway, but yes, it's competition, and you get a little taste of like everybody. Like, there's one weird dude from Rhode Island who's just like space cadet. Okay, so there's one Italian dude named Sonny that's going to be part of the team, and he introduces himself. He's like, "Hey, I'm Sonny. I'm Italian," and the guy's like, "I used to be Italian, but now I'm a Buddhist." Yeah. And he's just like, "Just kidding. I was never Italian." And that's this guy's just like the fucking
Virgil.
oddball. Yeah, he's just the oddball dude.
He's just the hippie whatever guy.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, he's the guy who's going to die to motivate the rest of the team to be the best of the best. Because he fucking sucks. And he doesn't do anything.
Well, he's just that weird, like, I don't actually, like, I literally... he should have been, like, the best Taekwondoer because, like, he seems like the guy that has, like, no grounds for human contact.
Yeah.
And so, like, you would think, like, he just secretly trained all day, every day.
Right.
But no, he
just looks like the guy who should be holding the clipboard on the sidelines.
But so the dynamic is that there's James Earl Jones as the coach. John P. Ryan like shows up just like I don't know what he is. Is he the money guy or like
he's the business guy?
He's the business part of it.
He's the guy putting it all together.
Yeah,
I guess.
And then there's like this nerdy statistician dude that's like with them, and I don't really ever understand except he's just the highlight guy. Like he's just
he's basically their researcher.
Yeah,
he's got all the tapes of all the other guys, and
then they later bring in Sally Kirkman. It's just like or Kirkland, and then it's just like
I think the money guy says
they send her in because
like we need to bring this person in because they have a conversation that implies that it's a dude, and of course it's not. It's a lady, but like.
But she comes
James Earl Jones is just like, we don't need this. Get all this out of here. And he's like, I'm the money guy. You do what I say, and whatever.
But she shows up, and like her qualifications are, she trained in the East, and like, what was it like? I Buddhism, yoga, all these things. Plus,
she has a belt in Taekwondo.
Plus, I won some, actual martial arts tournament. So you're gonna listen to me.
But James Earl Jones is just like, whatever, lady. But
no, he's not about it. But he accepts that he has to do it.
Right. By the way, James Earl Jones in this movie is fucking chewing the scenery like nobody's business. Like, he is full-blown, like, coach mode. I'm going to motivate all of you. Mm-hmm. I'm the big tough man. I will scream at all of you. You will respect me. And, man, he is going for it. And picking certain words to really enjoy along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they bring them all into the room, into they announce the 5.
Yep.
You know, and they dramatically announce Eric Roberts last.
Yes. Like, I hope Eric Roberts makes the team.
Yep. Yeah, you've only picked everyone with a speaking role up to this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But he takes them in a room, and then he gives his big speech about, you know, how you are now mine.
You will not have ladies. You will not have alcohol. No drugs.
Yeah.
Tonight's your last night of freedom. Go to the bar.
Yeah. But you are, for the next 3 months,
you're mine.
You'll become a team.
Yeah. And he's like, bus leaves at 7 o'clock. Go. Get on. Go to the bar.
Yep.
So they go to just the honkiest, tonkiest bar.
The
honkiest bar.
Yeah. Like, the second the scene starts, you're like, this place is getting busted the fuck up.
I love that we've seen enough of these movies that as soon as you see a bar that looks like this, you're like, oh, man, this place is getting fucking wrecked.
Yep. Yeah. And so they're all just they're paired up or just off on their own doing whatever. Like, Sonny's playing pool.
Yeah, Virgil picks up a girl easily because he spills a drink on her.
Yep.
And
Chris Penn is standing by the bathroom asking people going in if they're going to do a number 1 or a number 2. The ladies don't seem to care for that pickup line very much because it's fucking terrible.
Yeah. But eventually there's just a girl with, like, leaning against the wall next to a guy playing pool. And
Kane Hodder playing pool.
Oh, okay.
It's his girlfriend. So that's who Sonny was playing against, and he beat them despite their attempts at distraction. And so they're pissed. Yeah. But yeah, so Chris Penn eventually goes over to her and is just like, hey, let's go dance. And she's like, yeah, whatever. So they go out.
No, she seems more into it than that.
Yeah, but like at first she was just like, I guess you'll do. These assholes don't care. And like 10 minutes later, one of Kane Hodder's buddies is like, hey, you should look at the dance floor. That's your girl. And then, of course, you know exactly where this is going.
Yeah.
They all become best friends?
No.
Oh.
That's not where it ever goes.
Yeah. Chris Penn dodges the first punch thrown at him, which lands squarely in the face of the woman he was dancing with.
Yeah.
And because he's been established as a shitty person, he's just like, yeah, that's it. Don't take any lip from her. Mm-hmm. It's like, damn it, Chris Penn.
Yep. Yeah. But then Chris Penn
he'd also had some horrible shit earlier in like when he was trying to get Virgil to go out with them, where he's basically trying to discuss labia with him, and Virgil's like, I don't want to hear about any of this.
Yep.
I'm trying to meditate here.
But
then
Chris
Virgil
Penn
goes out anyway. But yeah, Chris Penn is just like, he's been an asshole thus far.
Yeah,
so
like the other 4 guys
continues that streak.
Yeah, they all get along. It's just Chris Penn just hates them all for no reason. That's the only conflict amongst them, really. The other 4 guys are fine. But he turns his back, and they immediately murder him with a pool cue.
Yeah.
And Eric Roberts goes to make a phone call.
Yeah, the whole time he's talking to his son and his mother.
Yes.
Like in a phone booth, like off around the side.
Yeah, it's back in the bathroom entryway.
Yeah,
he's back in this little alcove that can't see what's going on until one of the fighting participants goes flying through the wall back there, and he's like, I gotta go. But yeah.
Yeah, because Tommy tries to stop all the fighting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Philip Ree, Tommy. Yeah. He's like...
Yes, unfortunately named Tommy Lee.
Yes, Tommy Lee. Tries to stop all the fighting.
Yeah, he's like, we don't want to fight. We're going to go. And of course the rednecks are like, no, we're going to kick his ass.
Yep.
And
fight now.
Yeah.
So they do. They start busting this place up.
Yep. Meanwhile, James Earl Jones has walked in mid-fight and looks around and is like, and sits down, gets a drink at the bar.
Seems like he's enjoying this.
And just happily sips it while men are being thrown around, like guys fly over the bar next to him.
Into a pinball machine.
And he's drinking like a little snifter of brandy or something fancy.
Yeah.
It's because he's just kind of picking up off the bar like, oh, person's getting slid on the bar. And, ooh, I better pick my feet back.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But dudes are getting fucking wrecked. Mm-hmm. Like, just fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah. One dude gets defenestrated hard in slow motion.
Oh, yeah. Eric Roberts kicks him through.
No, it's not Eric Roberts. It's the other guy.
No, Eric Roberts kicks that guy.
Oh, it is Eric Roberts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when he comes back out, he's just... he's not even paying attention to who's fighting. He's just walking down the aisle of this bar, just punching people, and that's like one of the last shots is him kicking this dude through a window.
And I think that's about the time James Earl Jones is like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And I like that the two bartenders are just standing back there like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, hey, at least offer to pay for this shit. That's usually how these scenes end, is someone throws a wad of cash at the bartender.
You're the worst of the worst.
Yeah, thanks, guys. But yeah, then it's just the next day, and they're all kind of hungover, and they're in the main gym, and they come in, and
he's immediately like, take 20 laps around the field.
So he's like, but that's 5 miles.
Yeah, he's
James
like,
Jones like,
you can add fast, too.
Yeah. So,
and this pretty much begins the entire second act montage. Like the second they start running, and it's kind of cut with them going, "Oh, it's so far, it's so hot."
It's a bad choice. So it's funny at first that so these 5 guys have been picked because they are the best taekwondoers of the country, but then any task they are given to do outside of that, they're fucking useless. They're the bad news bears. They just like, here's jump ropes. How jump rope work? Again, I can't run.
Again, mostly just Chris Penn. And then he was like sucking so bad he was messing up the one who did know how to jump rope.
Right.
And then Sally Kirkland's out there like, hey, do yoga and shit. And he's just like laying there with a towel on top of his head, just like, I don't want to.
Yeah. And this is all intercut with footage of the Korean team doing all kinds of Rocky IV shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, climbing up mountains and punching trees to death.
Just running through snow in slow motion.
Well, they've got some crazy, like, human domino wood plank thing where it's just like people are, like, falling over and punching the next one, which knocks over the next person, and they punch
that's the footage they show the guys to intimidate them.
Is that what it is?
To be like, this is why we need to be the best of the best.
Because then they show them footage of each individual person. It's like, here's who you're going to fight. He has murdered 12 men in the ring. Have fun, and like nerdy guys like gulp,
Yeah. And eventually, they've given everyone, he's the 1984 champion, 1985 champion, 1986 champion. They're all, and the one that they give Tommy is guy with an eye patch. He's the baddest motherfucker in Korea.
He's the guy they didn't even have to pick. Yeah. He was just there.
Yeah, he's like the undisputed #1 in the world.
Yep.
And you get to fight him.
Yep. Now
for that guy, there really is no I in team.
Well, there's one.
Well, there's one. Yeah. There's one I in team.
So there had been a brief conversation earlier where Eric Roberts is like, hey, you got any brothers or sisters? And the guy's like, no, and turns off the light and is just like, go to bed. So we're like, uh-huh. So as he's learning that he's going to have to fight this guy, we start getting this flashback. And it's a flashback because it's in black and white.
Oh, yeah.
Of a younger guy in an eye patch fighting this other guy, and it's pretty much implied that the kid sitting in the stands with the ice cream cone is Tommy, and guy with the eye patch murders that guy's brother.
Yes.
Just Ivan Drago's him right in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
And
as he dies, the kid drops the ice cream cone.
Yep. It's very important symbolism.
Yes.
Because it comes back.
Yep. Hey, that's filmmaking, Chuck.
Yeah.
That's Chekhov's ice cream.
Yep. But he drops the ice cream. I do like it. I don't think they show it till later, but the shot of the doctor just getting up and walking away with his bag.
Yeah.
He really does. He's just like...
Yeah, he's like, man.
That's in the shot where the coaches are watching the tape of this murder.
Yeah.
And that's because it transitions to them watching it. And they're like, man, you know what you're doing? Pairing him up with the guy who killed his brother. And he's like, yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I just like that doctor walking away. Like, I am not the guy you want to call.
Yeah.
Like,
he's probably dead. I should go.
Like, actually, I'm just a dentist.
I've got some Band-Aids here. That's all I really...
I have this weird thing. I work on living people, so...
this guy...
Shit.
Yeah, murdered. Sorry. Yeah, so that then becomes motivation for Tommy, which is just... Oh, God, this guy killed my brother. I have to kill him.
I want to back up 1 second. This is backing up a bit, but like... James Earl Jones' like motivation speech when they all first come together, and he's just like, you're not going to do anything. I like that at one point because I don't know why. I think it's the super slow, heavily inflected dialogue that he gives in this one. It's the first time this ever like clicked with me because coaches say this all the time, like you're gonna eat competition and crap teamwork or something like that.
No, he says you're gonna eat, sleep, and crap competition. It's like,
and I was like. So wait a second. I don't know why. Just like I had time to think with his long dialogue, and I was like, competition's supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
You don't want to crap hard things. So he's really trying to tell him to be soft because that's what you want to crap.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware how
Maybe he was
bowel
encouraging
movements
to have some sort of crap competition.
work. Oh, it's just like have your fiber one bar. Or something.
Yeah.
Like, who could fill the bowl the fastest.
Yeah.
fiber power of the one.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Just it's a thing that's thrown out in lots of coach
I
hype
know.
speeches, but I'm like,
I would be the guy laughing at that and then being the one who's makes everyone have to run another
laps, yeah.
Yes,
But
because Coach, that doesn't make sense.
you want to crap soft things, so you want us to be soft in the competition?
You want us to rip
Get
ourselves? You want us to rip ourselves a new asshole,
Yeah.
Coach? I don't understand.
Yeah, just what are you saying, Coach? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
I
But yeah,
digress.
but this leads to the conflict in Tommy that he has to fight this guy,
Right.
And
And he
and
doesn't.
and it's been established he's trying to be a good person who's not about that life.
Right.
Yeah, he's very clearly like whenever they're sparring and stuff, he's holding back. And eventually, James Earl Jones is like, "Dude, you got to stop holding back because otherwise, what good are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, Coach."
Yeah. Because they've got this Rocky IV style kick bag, which glasses nerd stats guy has got like hooked up to a computer, and it's just doing the like. I love that, like how casually he's reading off the things. He's like 51 miles an hour, 372 pounds per square inch, or something like that. But he just mumbles it, and then so Tommy kicks the bag once, and James Earl Jones is like, "No, you're still holding back," and so he gets like quick flashback and kicks the bag again, which like sends nerdy.
Yeah, it concusses Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil just goes flying back, and I think it actually makes the computer spark and blow up.
Yeah.
But they're just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And then he immediately just is like, "What have I done?" And turns around and like goes to quit the team, basically.
Well, the thing that happens too is that happens immediately after some stuff with Eric Roberts happens, where his dumbass kid gets hit by a car.
Yeah. He gets a phone call. He's like, "Hey, Ma, what? Oh, I gotta go."
Yeah, well, and he basically goes to James Earl Jones and is like, "Listen, Coach," and he's like, "You're late for practice."
He's like, "Yeah, but my kid." He's
Yeah,
like,
he's like my kid. Yeah, he kind of is. And then he's like my son. He got hit by a car. He might lose his leg
while he was riding his bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, and James Earl Jones is just like, "It's 3 days to the competition. You leave. Don't come back." And he's like,
Eric Roberts starts one of his many crying speeches.
Well, and he's like, "You have a choice to make, Eric Roberts." And Eric Roberts is like, "It's no choice at all.
This is my dream, but that's my boy.
Yeah.
Bye."
So he goes, and
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is like, "Bye."
Yeah. He's a little shocked. He's just like, "I can't believe he actually left."
Yeah.
He was supposed to stay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes and
tenderly holds his kid's hand, and his kid wakes up.
well,
and-
he goes to the hospital. The doctor's like,
well, yeah,
the doctor like doesn't
yeah.
lead with the most important bit of information. He's like, "Look, your kid was in a car accident. He's broken his leg. That's not what's important right now. He's in a coma."
Yeah.
yeah.
The whole speech was like, "My kid was in a car accident. He might lose his leg."
Yeah.
And then he gets there. It's like, leg's not really the problem.
Yeah.
Coma.
No, we put that in a cast. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Coma's
Kid's in a
problem.
coma.
Yeah.
We don't know when he's going to wake up.
Brain don't work. Your kid's terminally stupid. Sorry.
Oh, he was like that before? Oh,
Yeah.
then he'll be
Oh,
fine.
he's fine.
Yeah.
He's just sleeping then.
He's just taking a little nappy poo.
Yeah. But so like Eric Roberts sits there, what you think is like days and days and days. It's really like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then the kid wakes up and he's like, "Great, you're awake. I got to go back. See ya."
I got to be the best of the best.
Right. And he goes back in, and James Earl Jones he comes in during the bag kicking scene, and
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is like, "Nope, want no part of you. Get the alternate." And it's during that Tommy does the thing, breaks the bag, and then quits.
Well, yeah, because Eric Roberts begs. I mean, he's like, "I've never been good at anything in my life. Coach, I will beg if you want me to beg. I'll come back."
It's basically Eric Roberts doing the officer and a gentleman speech.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
kinda.
I got no place else to go.
Yeah.
Yep. And James Earl Jones is like,
Yeah.
"Nope."
Yeah.
And
Get
so
out.
the rest of them are just like,
Bad Felicia.
"Damn,
Yeah.
that's cold."
That's cold, Coach. And
And-
now there's only 3 of us, and we're all supporting
Yeah,
characters.
and that's basically what gets Tommy pissed off enough to kick the bag.
Yeah.
It seems like it's either that or the memory of his ice cream cone being lost.
Yes, I think it was both.
Yeah.
I think the ice cream cone in that metaphor was Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
He had fallen, and then that tragedy happened, and so he was like, "Murder the bag." So he did.
Yep. But then he goes outside and hops on his bike, and Eric Roberts is like, "You can't leave.
Yeah.
If you leave, you're an asshole."
Yeah. He's like, well, he just rides off. So it's like, well, I guess you're an asshole.
Well, Eric Roberts, like, I don't know what he thought he was getting into with this movie, but he's got like 6 Oscar clip speeches in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of them where he's like, you could put the pain inside and hide it, and you could be like me, and life will be terrible, or you can deal with it now.
Well, they had a scene earlier
because
where...
if you don't, you're just an asshole.
Because Tommy was like, I want to kill him. And Eric Roberts says, so kill him. Do it.
Yeah.
Be the best of the best.
Yeah.
Fucking murder that guy.
There is the point where he's punching the heavy bag,
Yeah.
like, and it's all dark. And Eric Roberts just comes in. He's like, we missed you in the shower.
He's in a dark,
you didn't make your way back.
smoky room
Let's
wearing
just go to bed.
the brightest red members only jacket and nothing else, just punching this bag. And Eric Roberts just sneaks in behind him and is like, hey,
like,
you missed shower time.
yeah.
Oh, my love.
Yeah. Let's do pottery.
Yeah. But I just love that Tommy's like, they're training too. He's like, well, they have to sleep too.
Yeah.
You have to sleep.
Yeah.
With me.
So
Please.
Tommy rides off on his motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. Tommy's like, yeah, I guess I'm an asshole later.
And, he's just riding off. Eric Roberts, for some reason, does not leave. He keeps hanging out there. Like, he shaves.
He's got his boombox ready, and he's going to be playing some Peter Gabriel
Right.
at Tulsa Doom at some point. He's going to be like, take me back.
But there's this weird moment of James Earl Jones comes in to talk to him, and then just cut to them in the gym, and they're like, okay, I guess he's back because he's suited up.
Well, what happens is the remaining 3 are like, Coach, you got to let Eric Roberts back on the team.
Yeah, they kind of do the Rudy thing of
like even Chris Penn, and he's like, since when do you care about anyone but yourself?
Yeah, just now.
And he's like, yeah, he literally says, just now.
That's the turn for the Chris Penn character. Nothing happens to him. He doesn't learn his lesson or anything like that. It's just oh shit, the 2 stars of this movie are gone.
I think the turn actually happened a little bit earlier. There was a moment because like he got a little racist with Tommy at one point in time, well, several times.
Yeah.
But then there's
there's
one final time where it's like he's just in Tommy's face for kind of like no reason, and everyone's like, "Hey, man," and they're all like, "Back off." Tommy's like, "Back off, I got this."
Yeah.
And then like he basically says something like, I mean,
he's calling him a coward.
Well, yeah, but
then he's like, I think you're yellow.
Yellow. And Tommy just finally like beats him at his own game by going, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like, ha ha ha, and laughs at Chris Penn. He's just like, well, you took the piss out of my racism. Yeah, and then I think that's where he actually like turns the corner.
I guess, but there's never a moment of, hey, you're all right. That just never happens.
No.
It's just suddenly
he's like,
there's no you can be my wingman anytime.
Exactly.
Speech.
I think they just had to laugh at his face and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, so Tommy is still out riding his bike. Well, he gets to a gas station to fill up on gas because he needs to just keep going. And he stops and is watching a family come out of this gas station and get into their family truckster. And little kid has an ice cream cone. And he drops it. And it echoes the moment that he dropped his ice cream cone. And then the older brother hands him his ice cream cone. And
not Tommy, the little kid. Yeah.
And Tommy just has the
cone.
Check the live stream.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck's happening? It just went wonky for a half a second.
Okay, it had just gone stream complete. See you later. And I was like,
all right, I don't know, man.
It's herky jerky right now.
Okay.
Something's up with it, but it looks a little better now.
Okay.
Live stream.
Yeah, he didn't even get gas. Like, he's not going to make it back.
He didn't get gas, but I just, like, in real life, the older brother would totally be like, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
You don't get ice cream.
It was a full-service gas station. He did get gas.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, they used to have those, and they still do in, like, New Jersey.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't trust anyone to actually pay for their gas.
Yeah.
Actually, I think New Jersey did away with that. I think they have self-pumps now. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah.
Anywho, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yes.
So
yes, he comes back and...
Well, what happens is they're getting ready, and James Earl Jones storms in, and the money man is after him, and he's like, you'll have to fire me.
Yeah, it's weird
this
because
is what we're doing.
This cuts from James Earl Jones going in to talk to Eric Roberts. Before he even says a word, it cuts to James Earl Jones arguing with the money guy as they're walking into the gym.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a chunk of this movie missing.
Yeah, it does.
Because they go back into the gym and Eric Roberts is like, hey, and then
Well, yeah, because James Earl Jones is like, my decision is final.
Yeah.
He's on the team.
Right.
And that's when Eric Roberts walks in. Everyone's like, yay, Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts is here. So
they're like, no, he's like, now we have a plane to catch.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, so they go get on the plane, or they go to the airport and they're waiting for the plane, and then Tommy shows up.
Yeah.
And then James Earl Jones is like, there will be no apologies. Here you go. Here's your ticket.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, hooray again. We are a team.
Yeah, and he shakes hands with Chris Penn after faking him out.
Yeah. No, he doesn't shake his hand.
He goes for
Chris
the
Penn
handshake.
offers him the handshake, and Tommy pretends like he's going to shake his hand, and then pulls it back like, ah.
And then they high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he hugs
But
Eric
yes,
Roberts.
so they are all friends.
Yes, they're all friends now.
The best friends of the best friends.
So time to go to Korea
Yeah.
for the thing. And that's the rest of the movie is this thing.
Is the tournament.
Hosted by Ahmad Rashad.
Yeah. like the Ahmad Rashad.
Yeah, it's a get.
Yes, the one and only.
Yes.
He is there to explain
Yes, if you
what
wanted,
the hell is going
if you wanted
on.
a man to interview Michael Jordan lovingly, Ahmad Rashad was your man. But
Yes.
before that, he
Right.
was...
He's also the guy who basically says, so we're here for this Taekwondo tournament where there will be karate, Muay Thai, judo. I don't know. We didn't really think about this when we were writing this movie.
Yeah.
It's all full contact, but it's also based on points, and if there's a tie, you got to smash some bricks.
Yeah, or knock someone out and you win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, because there is a scene where they have demonstrated that they are learning to smash the bricks, and it's the
Sally Kirkland.
Sally Kirkland is the first one to demonstrate it, because that's when James Earl Jones is setting her up to fail. He's like, oh, she will demonstrate.
I'm a little upset because they say clearly that you can use your hand or your head to
Right.
break as many bricks as you can.
And nobody uses their head.
No one ever uses their head.
Maybe
Don't throw that line in there.
I don't know. Maybe they're all using their head by using their hand.
Wow, that's deep, man.
I don't know. But anyway, the rest of the movie is the tournament. It's all very awkward because it's obviously it's in Korea, so they are the home team and they are the ones getting cheered for. So whenever the Americans do anything, it is stunned silence. So that's awkward.
Well, plus not only that, but the first two dudes just straight up lose pretty quickly.
Oh yeah,
Oh, they get fucking murked.
Virgil and Sonny just
Yeah, Sonny gets his ass kicked, but it's like 11-9 or 11-7, I think is the
Yeah.
score. And then Virgil gets fucking wrecked because
Yeah.
the score is like 20-9 after that. Like he got almost fucking blanked.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was bad because that's what I'm saying. This guy was so awkward that it was shouldn't you be good at something? You're obviously not good at communicating or
They got some points, and then what happens? Chris Penn gets in there, and he loses also, but he gets
fights
a lot
the guy
of points.
to a draw, basically.
Yeah, he gets enough points to where it's not a massacre.
Yeah.
Not really. It's still pretty one-sided. It's just he gets to a point where they have equal number of points.
Yeah.
And it becomes the brick off.
Right.
Yeah, he ties it, and then they have to do the brick off. And he smashes, I think there's 10 of them, and he smashes through 7. And then the other guy uses some weird technique where, he hits it thumb first.
Yeah, it's like a downward strike with the thumb.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have a
some
name
name
for
for
it,
it,
but
yeah.
the European grip. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But holy shit! Besides hurting a lot because it's the wrong side of the hand for contact and stuff, that's a real good way to separate your shoulder real fast.
Yep.
Just because you're coming down completely wrong motion, wrong muscles.
Yeah. But either way, this guy smashes through 9 of them.
Yeah.
And I love that the ref walks over and counts Chris Penn's. He's like, you don't have to count him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's bawling.
Yeah.
He's just tears are streaming down his face.
What are you counting him for?
Yeah.
I know he won.
Yeah, and one thing I find interesting about this movie is they keep cutting back to the Korean team, and the coaches are yelling at the guys and telling them stuff and doing it in Korean, and they don't subtitle any of it.
No.
And it's not just 2 seconds of shouting. It's 5 to 10 seconds of if you knew Korean, you'd actually know what they were saying to them.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they spend that much time on those cutaways to them, where they don't subtitle any of it. I don't know. It's something interesting that you don't see very often, where they either subtitle it or they just they make it so quick that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, to a point where I was starting to think maybe iTunes fucked up and didn't have the subtitles.
I do kind of wonder because I've never seen this before. So
Yeah.
I didn't have HBO when this would have been on HBO like every weekend.
Every week.
Yeah.
We neglected to mention that James Earl Jones flew in his kid and his mom.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He is recently recovered from a coma.
Yeah.
Kid.
Still freshly broken leg kid to Korea.
Well, he had a nurse with him.
His mom.
I get it.
Yeah. But and there is a point where Eric Roberts like looks over, he's like, "What's my kid doing here?"
Yeah.
And James Earl
Jones, you.
Yeah, that's what's funny is like James Earl Jones is suddenly kind of like friendly with all of them now.
Well, what happened?
Where he's
Okay.
been like,
So Sally Kirkland confronts James Earl Jones, like, "Why are you such a dick, James Earl Jones?" And he's like, "15 years ago, I was that kid's coach.
the one that got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the dude's brother.
Yeah.
Because it,
Died because of me, because I was
the geeky,
being the best I could be the
geeky
best."
coach finally let her know because
Yeah.
she's like, "I don't understand what's wrong with Tommy."
Right.
And she's like, "There's 2 pages missing from his file.
Yeah.
What's going on?" And he's like, "You didn't get it from me." And so she now knows that James Earl Jones has set him up to fight the man who killed his brother.
Right.
And she like flips out on him justifiably for that.
Yeah. And James Earl Jones is like, "Look, I don't care if these guys lose. I just want them to try as hard as they can. And right now, I don't think they're trying as hard as they can. That's all I want them to do." And the problem is that 15 years ago, I was the coach of that kid, and that kid died because I didn't make him be
'Cause
the
he
best
didn't
he
take
could
it
be.
seriously.
Yeah. So
They
I've-
all thought it was fun and
yeah.
games.
So I can't fail. I have to
Yeah.
be hard ass
Until someone loses a guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at this thing, it's like James Earl Jones just becomes like happy-go-lucky one-liner
Yeah.
machine. That's all he's doing. He's just like, "Yeah, I brought your kid in, and hey, get him," and
And
just
he's doing like, well, I mean, I guess this is beforehand, but I mean, he's doing like the ambulance smile.
Yeah.
You know, like the thing like we were marveling about it in the ambulance where it's like, I've never seen James Earl Jones do this weird sly smile thing, and
Right.
he's doing it left and right in that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he starts doing it at the end of this movie, too.
yeah, he's
Yep.
just kind of wandering around, just having fun, just like, well,
Yeah,
fight
it's,
him
It's
as
almost
best
like
you
he's
can.
a different character at this point.
Yeah.
It's a little odd.
Yeah,
but-
whatever weight has been lifted from his shoulders, we didn't see that scene.
Because I think about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the movie, you were like, when is someone going to punch James Earl Jones in the face? Because like that's the kind of character he was being.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that Eric Roberts at some point was just gonna fucking spin kick him.
Well, 'cause
like after he's like, you're not allowed on the team because you went to visit your son who was in a coma.
Yeah.
Right.
And because
Like I mean, that's the height of assholism.
yeah, because
Oh, sure.
Eric Roberts was like, "Don't you have a heart?" And he's like, "No."
Well, and it's also like, what the fuck's the alternate gonna do?
Yeah,
he
yeah.
hasn't been training with them.
Yeah.
All
All he does is hold your feet when you're doing sit-ups.
Eric Roberts is still your best bet for all that. Because as they show, he's basically the second to last one to go.
Yeah.
Like he's second to Tommy. I don't know. They claim it's going by weight class, but
I'm sure.
Yeah.
No.
Either way, they're down big.
Eric Roberts' story was not the main story of this tournament.
Yeah.
So
If they were going by weight class, why was Chris Penn like in the middle?
Yeah.
I mean, that throws that theory right out the window.
Yeah.
maybe they weren't going in any kind of order. Maybe it was just staggered, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, now it's Eric Roberts' turn to fight him.
Yeah, boy, is it.
Yep. And Ahmad Rashad is, he's like, oh, he's taken three years off, but he's back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
And,
doing
like-
remarkably well.
James Earl Jones' advice to him is just like, "Don't let him hit you in the shoulder." Like, yeah, thanks. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So he fights this guy pretty well. Like he's pretty much beating him. I mean, the guy's still getting some hits in. Because I mean, these fights they're longer than we're making them sound, but they go
Yeah.
on for quite a while. And
And I can't quite figure it out because it doesn't seem like a straight up like kick to the face doesn't count as a point unless you go down.
yeah, it's
'Cause,
weird.
like,
I don't
'cause-
understand the
'cause
point
there's,
system.
There's a lot of contact. Like I mean, in Karate Kid style karate tournaments, it's like
You touch him,
Yeah,
and-
you get one decent contact unblocked. It's like point. Step back.
well,
This
yeah,
is-
because I mean, there's like a guy will get spin kicked in the face, but then he'll like come
just-
back
yeah.
and jab the guy in the stomach,
yeah, or
and they're
just
like,
shake it
point.
off. Just whoop, yeah.
Yeah, like they've spin kicked to the face didn't get a point,
Yes.
but jabbing the dude in the stomach did.
Ahmad Rashad does not properly explain the point system.
No, life does not properly explain that point system.
Yeah.
But either way, he's beating him pretty handily, and they get into the third round, and the guy decides to get dirty and immediately, basically like
He judo throws him onto his shoulder. Basically.
yeah, he judo throws him, and as he's getting up, he basically just does this chop kick down onto his shoulder and just fucking wrecks it.
Yep. Separates it.
Yeah, he he separates it.
Yeah.
And to which Eric Roberts just starts flopping around like a fish.
He goes down like a soccer player.
Oh, man.
He cannot stand up,
No.
despite his shoulder being the problem.
Yeah. He's just
They're trying to help him up, and he's just like, legs don't work anymore.
This is like Oscar moment for him because he's going nuts.
Yes.
And he's like screaming, and he's like you honestly kind of feel like, holy shit, did somebody actually do something to him? Because he is freaking out.
like someone severed his foot
Yeah.
for this scene.
And it should be noted, like he hasn't like tied it or made them get ahead in points, but like it's basically like 9 points to 2 or something like that. He's caught them up a lot.
He'll lose.
Yeah.
He'll lose outright
Right.
though if he's counted out.
Yeah.
if he's disqualified or if he's knocked out, like he gets none of those points.
Yes. Right. So he just starts screaming at Tommy, "Pop it,
Yeah.
pop it, Tommy, pop it!"
Oh yeah, well,
And everyone's like, "No, Eric Roberts, you'll ruin your career."
James Earl Jones is like, well, we're done here.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to do
Yeah,
this.
no, it's not worth it. No, what the hell are you doing? And he's like,
Yeah.
"No, Tommy, pop it."
Yeah.
And so Tommy's like, "Yeah, all right, whatever."
But there's one point where they go to hold him down before Tommy even takes hold of him, and he just lets out the most wonderful girly scream.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, "Oh, my hair shoulder!" Ah!
He goes to the stratosphere with this whatever he's doing.
Oh, it's so
Listen,
good.
I can tell you, popping your shoulder out of socket does not feel good.
No, of course
at
not.
all.
I believed it.
But-
I believed he was hurt.
It hurts worse when it goes back in.
Yeah.
That's the part they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
It's way worse going back in.
But he pops, he does some move. Well, he almost puts him in like an arm bar and apparently pops his shoulder back in place.
Yeah.
But his shoulder's not working. They just
They
just
strap it to him.
Trust me, you don't want to do anything with that
no.
shoulder.
Right.
I know,
This
but
isn't
not
the
want to
Karate
do a
Kid.
damn
He
thing.
doesn't do magic clapping and then just rub the heat on
Yeah.
it. It's fine. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah.
so they literally wrap it up against his body.
Yeah, and Sally Kirkland just comes over and is just like, "No pain, right? Doesn't hurt." And he's like,
He's like, yeah, take your bullshit somewhere else.
Right. And so it's just like, all you got to do is not get hit for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Go.
And not only does he do that, he's just kind of dancing around for a little bit, but then he gets like a straight up kick on the dude. Like,
Well, he gets an uppercut on him.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah.
And then the guy comes back, and that's when he just does another kick.
and like kicks him over the announcer's table or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, kicks him out of the ring.
to which
Like,
we're time over, and it's like, yeah,
hooray, you survived. Good job, guy.
and got another point.
Yes. You'll never use your arm again. But you won.
I bet it's fine in the sequel. I bet it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it's Tommy's turn.
yeah, now it's
Versus-
time for the
Tommy.
actual plot fight.
versus the Cyclops.
And
It's a lot of straight up blow for blow fights. The dude hits him dirty a couple times.
it's a lot of like really dirty, hardcore fighting. I mean, these guys are, and if I read the trivia correctly, these guys are brothers. Like the actors are brothers. So
Yeah. I noticed the same last name, and I didn't want to say.
yeah.
Because I couldn't find it in the trivia that they were brothers, but yeah. That makes sense.
Yep. But I mean, God, they beat each other's asses like both ways.
Yeah. I mean, all of the fighters in this are like realistically bloodied
Yeah. Oh yeah.
throughout.
yeah, the Korean team in their white suits or white
Yeah,
gis,
there's
basically.
like blood
it's
all
just,
over those things.
Yeah. They get close to the end of this, and Tommy has just
He's like 5 points down.
but he is like almost massacred this guy. Like this guy is barely alive at this point.
But Tommy's not doing too well either.
No. I mean, they're
But-
both worn the fuck out, but Tommy's got a little more going on.
Well, 'cause
than the
Yeah,
other
he's
guy.
basically gotten his second wind or whatever
Yeah,
at the end of
dude
it.
kicks him in the crotch, which sends him over. Like he gets some time to go sit down.
Yeah.
It's a timeout.
There are some good cutaways of James Earl Jones going illegal blow.
Yeah. But so like they're like, yeah, if if he's wobbling on it, there's one point where he gets called over to the corner. And he's just like, he's wobbling on his feet. If you knock him out, you automatically win. When we win, he's like, what if you knocks me out first? And then they just stagger around. He basically murders this dude so much that like the eye patch comes off at some point.
Yeah.
I do like the cutaway to the other guy when he's when they're doing that break though, and the guy tries to give him water and he just like smacks it away all across the room.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah,
he
there
gets
was
up.
there was a point where like he has kicked this dude's ass so much that he is just like out of instinct just stood back up and is just like the drunkest dude you've ever like barely. Yeah, it's like that dude that's on heroin. It's like, how is he still standing?
Yeah.
Well,
like
it's just
it's just like
It's
there's
just
no
the character
reason.
in Mortal Kombat when it says finish him.
Yes.
He's just kind of
He's just
sagging around,
yeah.
and just kind of swaying in
And
place.
this is the moment for Tommy to finish him.
yeah.
And everything slows down.
And Eric Roberts actually comments to himself, he's going to kill him.
Yeah.
If he hits him, he's going to kill him.
James Earl Jones goes, no. Not a long, prolonged, like, not a
It's in slow
dramatic,
motion, but it's still just like, no.
It's just like, get off the couch, dog.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it is very much the no.
Yeah, no.
And then Eric Roberts slow motion like, don't kill him, Tommy.
Yeah. But Tommy's like clinching up, like,
Oh.
I could so kill him. I could so murder him.
Well, he did the same thing. Like, so something about the way his stance was. He changed it up like right before he almost murdered Virgil through the kick bag.
Yeah.
You know, so like he does the same thing, and everyone's like, oh, he's in murder stance.
Yeah. he's murdered up. Here it comes. And he just waits until time expires. And then the dude falls down.
And he loses by 1 point.
And they lose 33-32.
Yep. America loses.
For the second time in Korea.
Yeah.
And nobody's sure how to react to this.
Well, no. I mean, the Korean crowd is like, dope, we won. Hooray. Korea #1 again. And everyone on the American side is just like, well, he didn't kill him.
And James Earl Jones immediately comes up to him right after that and says, never forget you won that fight.
Yeah.
The battle's done, and we kind of won.
Yep. So, this is where it gets really weird. So, we've had this, like, action movies have taught us that this guy's going to murder him. That you get revenge for your brother. Do it. And he doesn't. And you're like, all right, that's fine. So, they go to the medal ceremony, and they give all the Koreans their medals, and then the last guy, the guy who killed his brother, hobbles over to Tommy, and everyone's like, oh, what's going to happen? And he just gives him this speech of...
Yeah, he says in English, he basically said, you know, something about mercy.
Yeah.
I forget how it is, but he basically says, you know, one who shows compassion
Right.
deserves...
The true winner.
Yeah, is the true winner.
And this has stayed with me this entire time, and I would be honored if I was your brother. And then gives him the medal. And you're like, okay, that's a nice moment. That makes sense. Okay. That's okay.
Yep.
And then the rest of the Korean team goes over to the American guys and gives them their medals.
The guy who fought Eric Roberts comes over and he says, you know, I know everything about you.
Yeah.
And puts the medal on him. Eric Robert goes, well, I know everything I need to know about you.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, it's fine. Maybe you needed to give Eric Roberts a moment too, whatever.
Plus, you know, those are the two that actually kind of won their matches.
Yeah.
And, you know.
But the other three guys also get the medals, and you're just like, no, those guys fucking sucked.
Virgil got it wrecked. Virgil doesn't deserve shit.
Yeah. So that's...
But then they all raise their hands in victory.
Yeah.
And they freeze frame on that.
Uh-huh.
But as someone who loves John Woo movies, I totally get Asian melodrama in that manner. And this is very much, very, very, very much in that same vein of like men being manly and competing in these horrible things, but also having compassion and honor between one another. And it's like, it's that sort of thing, and I get totally what they're going for. And for me, those moments work because of the way those guys on the Korean team deliver their lines.
Right.
Like, I know it's a weird way to end it.
It really is.
I would have been fine with just the one guy coming over and giving Tommy the medal. I almost was like, all right, fine, Eric Roberts, give him a medal too. Technically, he won, and he persevered through a horrible injury to do that. But the other three guys, honestly, fuck them.
Yeah. I honestly, there's that shot where...
I mean, even Chris Penn, like, honestly, Chris Penn could have.
Maybe.
He lost on a fucking penalty kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
There was a shot where Daehan, the top Korean dude, hobbles over to Tommy, and it's like a close-up shot where it's just metal up, and I would have lost my ever-loving shit if he had just, like, out of nowhere, like, produced an ice cream cone up in the frame. I swear to God, I would give this all of the jocks from now to the end of time if a magical ice cream cone had just come up and been like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
Because, I mean, the ending, it's robot jocks. It's we can live. We can both live. And it's like, yeah, but... three of you, no. Like, three of you
don't
died in the early
live.
rounds. You don't get to... No. Yeah, but then we're out.
I just... There's a way to make a satisfying ending of this movie, and it doesn't happen. I mean, I guess we're at the end of the movie, so we can talk about stuff.
Yeah, I just feel like okay, so the way the last fight went didn't go the way any of us probably wanted it to, and you're like, well, that's awkward. And then you have the medal ceremony where he gives them the medal. You're like, all right, that redeems it. And then everyone gets medals, and it's like, no, wait, no. Mm-hmm. America lost, guys.
See, to me, I think it would have been awesome, like, while the guy's swaying, if he had just walked up and, like, tapped him.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Knock him over.
That's the way to fucking do it.
Not murder him.
If literally you just gone.
Yeah. Yes. Do something cool. Mm-hmm. You're better than him. You didn't kill him. Yeah. Honk his nose. Boop. Yeah. Any of these things. Yeah. I don't know. The ending.
Boop him in the eye.
You kind of really have to do some mental gymnastics in your head to really go, yeah, all right.
Again, I'm with you. If it had just been the two that actually kind of won their respective rounds, it'd be better. But the fact that everybody
because those two parts of it work.
Yeah.
Giving the rest of the medals doesn't work.
No. So.
But I will note something.
Okay.
This movie gets a fucking Stargrove.
Yes, it does.
1,000%. Because one of the montages is the best of the best.
Yep.
You've got to fight. You got to know your opponent.
Yeah.
To be the best of the best.
And that's not counting Tommy's like sad motorcycle driving music, which is coming out of the darkness.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's real good montagey music soundtrack stuff, and the soundtrack's on iTunes, so I'm thrilled. I'm gonna drive around town tonight, listen to the best of the best soundtrack. So, yeah, the soundtrack fucking rocks.
And we'll also note that in the big speech before they go in, that James Earl Jones gives, where he's getting everyone pumped up for the final battle, he says the title of the movie.
Yep,
he does.
Yep,
which always gets points from us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were almost like, he's not going to say it, is he?
And he saves it till the very end.
Yeah,
which is even better. But
yeah, and I haven't gone and watched the trailer for this movie, but I swear
if that's not in there,
if that's not the last shot and then the title comes up on screen to get your ass into the theater, they failed marketing that movie, which I have a feeling they did. So,
yeah, considering it didn't even make its $5 million budget back.
Yeah, man, should have
somehow made 3 more of them.
It did gangbusters on video.
Yeah,
it was a big video.
All of these
big
do.
renter. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Well, let's rate it.
Okay.
I go first all the time. Someone else.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
I can go.
Go for it.
I'm going 4 jocks. I had a lot of fun with this. Eric Roberts' overacting is a joy to behold. The fight scenes are good. You know, it's like there's nobody that they're cutting around what they're doing. You know, I mean, there's a little bit of the Eric Roberts doing some crazy shit, but you know, it's all believable fighting, and I love montages, dude. I fucking love montages set to awesome songs about what the montage is about. So this has all of that. I know it's like this is totally like your just Mad Libs movie style making, where it's like, all right, we're gonna make Rocky, but we make it with Taekwondo. So we're just replacing all of this thing with that thing.
Yep.
You know, because I mean, it's wearing all of its influences on its sleeve, but I don't even care. And the ending's weird, but I appreciate it in that Asian melodrama type way that totally works for me. So I'd say 4 jocks. There's a lot of fun stuff in this.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I guess I'll go. I gotta go 3 jocks. Like, I mean, that ending is just kind of a bummer for me. Like, I feel like this would be a 4, if not a 5, if it had just stuck the landing. Like, I mean, like, give me a fuck yeah finishing shot of a movie, and that just affects my entire overall look at it. You know, especially in a movie like this. I mean, you just, I don't know. I mean, I kind of sort of appreciate the, you know, Rocky IV style, like, you know, if I can change, then you could change sort of thing. But at the same time, like,
that's not really what happens, though.
Yeah, not really.
It's like Ivan Drago wins and then just says here.
Yeah. Like, here, you know, on paper, I'm still the winner, but here's some shiny medal for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Like, for the most part, like, there's certain things that I wish were better resolved. Like, I wish there had been, like, a true, like, something happens to Chris Penn that makes him stop being a shitty bigot, you know? But no, it's just like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of okay now, but
right.
Yeah, and Sally
how much you want to bet in the second one he's back to being a bigot again?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sally Kirkland's character just feels like they need a lady. I mean, sadly, it just it's like it just I don't know. Her and Statner, I just wish like they had something more going for them other than just like, I'm nerdy and I'm a lady.
There seemed like a couple of moments where Eric Roberts was kind of into her, and it made sense because he had a dead wife, so therefore he would be the one most likely to attach himself to a lady.
Right.
But that never happened.
I do like his constant like being impressed by what she's doing.
Oh, when she breaks the boards,
he almost gets up and hugs her or something. He half gets up and then he's like, "Oh, I need to stay back down."
Yeah, no, something suddenly came up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if this is just stuck the landing, it'd be a totally different movie rating for me.
Yeah. So I agree. The ending of this movie is just kind of, there are ways to make it work, and it doesn't. And it kind of negates the whole best of the best thing because they're not. But they're giving it by default. Like, hey, okay, here's your medals anyway. And they didn't deserve it. So the ending kind of negates the whole movie. And so I have problems with that. However, I don't give a fuck. This is a Five Jocks movie for me. This is everything I wanted it to be times 10. It's... As soon as we saw the bar, we're like, man, that place is getting fucked up. And it does. Yep. And it's just constant montages, and it's just making the Koreans out to be just like this ruthless, brutal, just like, oh man, fucking Korea, can you believe how evil they are? And I'm like, were they with like South Korea? What? I mean, they never even call them South Korea. They just call them Korea. And so it's so ridiculously over the top in so many ways. It does basically take Rocky IV and split Rocky into 5 dudes, which hurts the narrative because you can't really focus on anybody. No. And it does seem like Eric Roberts is kind of bringing up the rear because he doesn't really have a story arc. It's just, I'm here to support Tommy, who's not big enough to be the lead actor in Best of the Best. He'll get his shot. But man, this movie's fun, and the soundtrack fucking rocks. So, Five Jocks, I loved it. It's fantastic.
Glad to hear that.
It's okay then.
It is a good bad movie.
An enjoyable bad movie.
Yes.
Okay. Well, should we take a break? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, Tommy even directs the 4th one.
Oh, shit.
Eric Roberts didn't do that.
He did not.
And the guy who directed this has directed things that we should have watched, but we haven't yet.
We're weird like that.
He's directed some Billy Blanks movies and... episodes of Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. How does everybody end up doing Power Rangers at some point?
I don't know. I guess if you're good at just filming dudes flipping around like idiots, you can get a job on the Power Rangers.
I guess. I'm gonna warn you. I ain't got shit for the second half.
I do.
I should look at emails.
I do too.
There's emails.
I think we got some emails. I think we got some emails piling up.
Not a ton.
No.
We should read that tweet about the Centaur junk.
People doing the Lord's work out there. Answering the questions that need answering.
Figuring out where them centaurs.
Where them centaur dick at?
Where you had that dick, centaur? Show it to me. Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I have 2 things to discuss in the second half. One of them is television. But you have some television.
I can talk about the thing.
Okay. And then that's it. Unless we have some correspondence.
I'll get a couple.
All right. Any voicemails that I
Hey,
need to be
cat.
pulling up?
No voicemail.
Okay.
People don't call Garfield anymore because
That's
I asked
the
them
world
to
is a
today.
depressing place.
world.
They'd be
Vampire.
happier if
World
they
is
called
a
Garfield.
vampire.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's sent to drain. Yang.
Can we use the Patreon money to get the guy who does the voice of Garfield to...
Lorenzo Music.
Yeah, whoever. Just to
Isn't he
Bill-
dead?
I think so.
So
And we can't.
probably-
And we're not
probably
getting Bill Murray. So
Yeah.
actually, Bill Murray might do it.
they tricked
He's
him into
weird-
making Garfield.
He's
Yeah.
weird. And Bill Murray is weird enough these days. He might be like, "Man, fuck it, man."
Wasn't that the one where he thought he was making a Coen Brothers movie, but
I think so.
it was Joel Cohen?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. That Garfield's been dead since 2001. So
Wow, Lorenzo Music died that long ago.
yeah.
Man, that was a day the music died. It was in 2001.
Well, that's accurate. But what? Yeah,
Have you looked this one
I
up?
don't know what that is.
Oh,
What are you
it's
looking
it's
at?
got the guy from this movie.
The
Tommy.
guy.
Tommy and his brother are in
You're
this.
gonna make me turn on the monitor
Furious.
just to see what you're
Yeah.
looking at.
Okay.
Just the plot summary alone.
Oh, yeah,
martial
Furious.
arts heroes battle aliens from the astral plane for control of the universe.
All right, yeah.
That went around Twitter for a while. Like I think like they did a showing at the Draft House or something. That people were like, "God damn it, Furious!"
Okay.
Yeah, plus it's 1 hour and 13 minutes. So.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Saying I was looking
Oh,
up.
so it has the older brother.
Well, both of them
Oh, both. Oh shit.
I like that it has a sticker on the front that says "Cult Classic."
remastered, starring the Rees.
Yeah. All right, I'll look for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to show that to you because when I was looking up stuff about this movie, I was like, that.
I'll put it on the list.
Okay, cool. Hey, cat.
Hey,
Cat.
that does not look comfortable. The position that cat is in on the floor.
Cat.
She's like in a U shape, but the wrong direction.
Cats don't have spines.
Man, their spines are messed. Aw. She ran away.
Well, I snapped at her and then just told her to go
Oh.
away.
Aw.
Aw.
She was just chilling there. She
Just
would have hopped
chilling.
up on BJ's chair and interrupted things.
Yeah.
Podcat.
Chew on his headphones.
Yeah.
Because they're in such good condition.
They are pretty good
God.
condition.
Those headphones are fucked.
All right, here we go. Marker. Rolling. Speed. All right, and welcome back.
Hey, BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast, we're back.
Yeah,
Second half,
This is the half where we talk about stuff.
it is.
I guess.
Other things.
What you got?
I have a movie and a season of television to discuss.
Ooh.
I will let you break me up between
I
the two
must
things.
break
Yes, you must break me. So I'll talk about the movie first because
Okay.
we're a movie podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched what I think might be has a good chance of being the best movie of the year, or it's going to be up there. I'm calling it. It's definitely going to be in my top 5 come Golden Jocks time.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on.
I watched A Quiet Place.
Aha.
That movie is fucking awesome, and if you haven't seen it, get yourself to seeing it ASAP. Holy shit! That movie, like when it was over, I was actually almost angry. If that makes any sense, like I was like,
you wanted more.
no, I was like, Jim from The Office should not be making this good of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like it. I think it's like I don't know why I have this old school feeling where there is still some part of me that's just like television. Ugh, that's the peasants' entertainment compared to movies, which are and it's fucking
Right.
stupid.
Which doesn't matter anymore.
It's fucking stupid because Oscar-winning directors are doing TV. Oscar-winning actors are on TV. Like there is literally no difference anymore. Like our media has changed so completely, as evidenced by something I'm going to get into in a minute. But like, still, there was just like, how the fuck did Jim Halpert make this fucking movie? I'm angry. But then I was like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Like I was angry at how good it was, and I thought it was like the first thing he'd ever directed. But he's had some warm up things because like if this had been a debut feature, holy shit! Like I kind of would have been more pissed. Because I'm just saying, like,
How dare you,
No,
Jim?
I'm just saying, like, nobody should come out of the gate making the first movie as good as this fucking movie is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's not the kind of movie for Oscars or all that kind of shit. But if this doesn't get sound awards, fuck everything. Just, I mean, it's up there with like Baby Driver not getting sound editing, you know,
Right.
kind of things. It's just like, no, this movie is fucking amazing in that aspect because it's all of the little sounds you wouldn't normally pay attention to in a movie amplified. It's great. And you want to talk about a movie sticking the landing? I'm sure some people are pissed at me because I'm going to dance around what happens at the end, but holy shit, that ending was fucking awesome. I love that ending so much, and if you didn't, I'm sorry you don't like cool things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that movie was great and just end to end, like wouldn't change a frame. Like it's that Gravity kind of like that's fucking perfect. It's 90 minutes. It's you got in, you did what you needed to do, got the fuck out. Well done. It's amazing.
I appreciate movies that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That movie is so good. I'm going to make everyone I know watch this movie.
It's a good thing you have a podcast.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't or don't want to say anything more about it other than it's great. And then I mean, it's the kind of movie like know as little as you can about it going in. Like the trailers were perfect because it was just like, hey, some weird shit going down. You got to be quiet. That's it. You know, like making sound will probably kill you. We don't. The trailers didn't tell you why, how, whatever. Just
Monsters.
Yeah. Not saying anything. So anyway, it's just good. You should watch it.
Well, all right.
I'm gonna watch it.
I too will watch it.
I wish I had more to say. Like, I mean, it's.
Oh, I understand.
But you just don't want to give away
Yeah,
anything.
it's beautifully shot. It's got beautiful sound. It's beautifully acted. It's so good. It's really good.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I have no segue.
No, that's all right.
I watched a thing on Netflix.
Okay.
I've been watching more episodes of The Toys That Made Us.
Hmm.
The second season of that came out, and I guess I'd missed a couple of the first season episodes, so I've been picking and choosing what I watch.
Okay.
So I watched the Transformers episode, and that episode does not seem long enough. It seems like a couple of the other episodes have done this too, where they get into like a late history, and then they just brush right through the entire, like, and then Beast Wars came, and then all these things, and then Transformers, everyone loves them, and it's like, wait, no, there's a lot of complicated history to talk about there.
So, a few questions about that.
Go ahead.
Did they talk to Bob Badansky?
I don't know.
He's the guy who basically made up all the names
Yes.
of everything for the
Oh,
US.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
He was the writer of the comic book, and they
Yes.
basically, like Hasbro or Mattel, I can't even remember who, Hasbro,
Yeah.
I believe, came to him and was just like, all right, these things have dumb Japanese names,
Yeah.
give them American names. So he came up with like Optimus Prime.
They not
and
only talked to
Megatron
him,
and all of all the awesome names that those things had.
they dramatized the day that it had, like, someone came in and dropped a bunch of shit on his desk and said, "Hey, do this. Come up with these things by tomorrow." And he's like, "All right."
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty prominent in that. So
Okay. Did they talk about the comic books versus the cartoons?
they do talk about the comics because I think it was the same guy who did the G.I. Joe comics, and the guy who did the G.I. Joe comics was
No, it's not. Larry Hama did the G.I. Joe comic.
okay. Well, they talked to him for a bit about how it was low to do that kind of work, but it was basically like, okay, the comics are what made this thing a thing, and there wouldn't be like any of it without that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it goes way into like how all these things were just toys from all different companies in Japan, and they just cobbled them together and made them their own thing. And then when they were hungry for more, they were like bringing in, Robotech shit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jetfire, I think.
Yeah, Jetfire is a Macross figure.
Exactly. So they were talking about how, like, people were like, this doesn't quite match the other things. And then they were talking about how later in the line it was just like, there's a robot inside this robot. Like, whatever. The ideas got real stupid.
Pretenders.
Yeah.
They were bad.
Yeah.
Action Masters were the dumbest idea. They're Transformers that did not transform.
Right. Yeah. They briefly touch on that kind of stuff. They always...
I dug the shit out of Headmasters, though.
The Headmasters were pretty cool.
Yep. But they breeze through a lot of stuff that you kind of want them to talk about. And it's understandable. It's a show that for some reason is always just 45 minutes. They can't go above or below that runtime for some reason. But it just seems like they get to a point where it's like, no, wait, I want to know more about that. And they're like, and everyone loves the Transformers. Bye.
I feel like they were angling for it's going to get syndicated onto like Sci-Fi or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And they were like, if we do strict runtimes, it's easier to slap it on cable later.
Yeah. But it's a good... I mean, there's a lot of good information in there. It's kind of funny how the Japanese creators were just like, that's not what this thing was supposed to be at all. Like, Megatron was a good guy. Like, I don't know why they made him a villain. It's
because he was a gun.
Yeah. And they talk about that a lot. It's like, how did he like displace his mass and become a tiny gun?
Oh,
and
God, don't even.
So how do they make a like near accurate Walther PPK into a kid's gun.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
they're like
imagine
people
doing that nowadays.
Yeah, people were getting stopped at airports like, what do you have here, sir? And he's like, no, look, it's a robot.
And the thing is, that thing has some weight to it, too.
Yeah.
Megatron is not a light figure.
No. I forgot how stupid Megatron looks when he's in
the
robot
toy's
form.
bad.
Yeah.
Toy's
like
it
looks
is a bad
nothing
toy.
like the cartoon version at all. Yeah. Like it's just like the gun barrel is basically like it's just a big hanging dick. You know, it's just like what the trigger is like right there. It's like that toy looks bad. That's a bad looking robot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a lot of the early Diaclone ones were not good because I mean they were designs from like the early 70s, like 71, 72, and they're just like fuck it, repurpose it.
Yep. They go through the entire history of just like Japan loves robots, and here they all are. And then one day there was like this robot changes into a car, and then 10 years later they went to Toy Fair and was like buy all these things.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, I mean, like a lot of those early toys are really good figures.
Yeah,
too. Like that's the thing that made that whole line work.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, even though like Devastator looks like crap, like it doesn't look like crap. He looks awesome when he's put together, but you can basically only move his arms. Once you combined all of the construct and don't breathe on it wrong or it'll fall apart immediately. But it looks really fucking cool on a shelf.
Yeah,
yeah.
And they talk about the movie, the animated movie, and the consensus is basically like, the fuck were they doing, killing off all the previous toys so they could start a new line? Like everyone was like, that's the dumbest. Like, why did you do that?
Because they didn't want to sell those anymore.
I know.
They had new ones to sell.
That was literally the explanation for it. And it's just like, everyone was just like, why did you should? And everyone was like, yeah, that kind of went downhill after that because no one gave a shit about Rodimus Prime. And
yeah, because Rodimus sucks.
Yeah, he does. So,
not as bad as Hot Rod, who got Optimus killed because he's a dumb fuck. And then he became Rodimus. So whatever.
Yep.
Ultra Magnus. That's where power should have gone. Ultra Magnus is cool.
Yeah.
He's cool, and he swore in the movie.
Yep. Yeah. So, a lot of information in that episode, it just doesn't cover enough of it. It just doesn't. The episode about Star Trek toys is interesting because it's almost like most of that episode is, man, no one knew how to make Star Trek toys. It was just like, this is all the dumbest shit. It took until the 90s for someone to come along and go, no, we should make cool Star Trek toys.
Yeah.
And not just bullshit with a Star Trek name on it.
Yeah, those ships are cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, they just went through the entire history of just the dumbest, like, space helmets with flashing lights on them that just say Star Trek on them, and you're just like, that's fucking dumb. Like, what are these things?
I mean, I wish I had one of those like, that I could wear now. Like, I'm sure it's kid size.
Yeah.
But like that,
wear that to a con.
That helmet is fucking awesome. When I saw, like,
oh, it's bad.
I've always loved that helmet, and I always wanted one because I've known about that dumb toy thing for a long time.
It's so bad. So that episode is interesting because it's mostly an episode about not toys. It's about like, man, where are the Star Trek toys?
Yeah, that show's kind of fascinating. Like I would say watch all of the episodes, even if it's a toy you're not interested in, because you will like the Barbie one. I was like, man, if there was something I on paper couldn't care less about, it'd be Barbie.
Well, I have two left. I had two left. I had the Barbie one and the Hello Kitty one. And I was like, I don't really care, but I'm like, let's watch the Barbie episode. The Barbie episode goes places.
Yeah.
Like that is a wild tale of just. I mean, it's people like people created Barbie and then ran the company into the ground with a bunch of illegal bullshit. And
really,
the lady who created Barbie was like the head of Mattel and just like fucking wrecked that company with insider trading and all sorts of bullshit.
Oh, and also Barbie was originally like an imported sex doll.
Yeah. It was like like a representative of a sex worker in whatever country they went and got it from,
like Sweden or somewhere, Norway or somewhere.
Yeah,
like that.
It was like a red light district doll that men would carry around and go be like this.
Yeah.
It's
pretty fucked up.
It goes places.
It really makes you start like I mean, as if we weren't already questioning the pink aisle, so to speak, in toy stores. It's just like when you find the sort of lurid backstory about it, it's like it makes it feel even worse and weirder. But then it's like it's weird because like from its strange sort of like beginnings of that kind of grossness, they actually talk about how they were always trying to project more positive female role model. Like Barbie didn't just sit around, the Barbie dream house. She had jobs, lots of different jobs, like it's like you can do anything via Barbie. Here you go.
They spend a significant amount of time, and I kind of appreciated this about like the plot to crush Gem and the holograms.
Oh yeah.
Like they caught wind of this thing, and they're like, "That's going to destroy us. We've got to turn around a new line of Barbies in like 6 months when their design time had been like 18 months. So they had to turn this around and like crush them completely. And they came up with Barbie and the Rockers, whatever that was. And they're like, and it worked, and we destroyed them. Yeah.
And then those damn brats.
Yeah. Then the brats came along and destroyed everything. I'm always impressed by how many like executives and people in the companies they go get and talk to. That's what makes those documentaries really good, is that they talk to most of the people who are just sculptors and designers and stuff like that, who really have a history with these things. Yeah. So,
like I said, I would recommend. I have the Hello Kitty one and the Lego one. I've just been watching them in order.
Yeah.
Like I'm not picking and choosing. I haven't watched those two yet. But yeah, I would say watch them all, because you will almost always find some interesting story out of it, even if it, like I said, if it seems like something you don't like. I don't care about He-Man. Well, watch the thing, because it's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because it tells a story of an era where it's they're all kind of, I mean, I wish they were more in depth, but they're all kind of just like this Boogie Nights-esque story of the rise and fall of whatever thing it is. It's just like, oh man, it's never going to get any better than this, and then all of a sudden everything went to shit. You know, the 80s happened, everything went to hell. But they're real good. I don't like the goofy editing still that they do. I don't like the kind of jokey narrator guy. But whatever. It just seems like that's what they need to play these at conventions or some shit. Just like, without the wacky MC, it's not people won't react to it, you know. So,
yeah. They've learned from YouTube.
Yeah, but it's a good show.
Speaking of good shows, on the same source as The Toys That Made Us, I would like to take a brief moment and mention Season 2 of Glow, The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
I saw that is now out.
I devoured the first season very quickly. I think 2 sittings. I almost did this with, I had to break it up into 3 just because I was like tired one night. Season 2 is just as good, if not better. I would go so far as it feels better. It feels like a more tightly conceived season of television than the first one did. And that being, I'm going to make a strange comparison, but like one of the more fascinating episodes of Atlanta was the one that won them the Emmy for the just like television show within the television show. Yeah. There is an episode of Glow in the second season that's a lot like that, where it's just you practically get to watch an episode of Glow, but with the people like making it, you know, in the show. It's just like most of the time it's like here's the behind the scenes and everything, and then you get to actually kind of more or less watch an entire show, and it's great. And it's like it never, I don't think it really breaks out of that for the entire episode. Yeah, I loved it. Like by the time that final episode, like I was talking about sticking the landing, like that, man, the final episode of that sticks the landing so well. I mean, there's a little denouement thing to set up another season, but like that last final match episode thing they were filming is so good. Like, man, I loved this season. It was really, really good.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, it's really strange to me because I was talking about my kind of like old school thing in my head of like, you know, television inferior, but yet everything, all the rules are rewritten, not only just for like life in general, but like for entertainment too. I mean, I would say easily the 2 best seasons of television I've watched this year have been from YouTube and Netflix. Cobra Kai and Glow are easily like leaps and bounds better than everything else I've attempted to watch that's new. I mean, I like new shows, don't get me wrong. I thought like the latest season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine was great, but like these are like special. And I know someone could very easily make the nostalgia argument because they're both happen to be set, you know, or they're both heavily tied into 80s culture, the time that I grew up.
Right.
So, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But I mean, having a kick-ass licensed soundtrack and just kind of owning your own vibe goes a long ways for me. And I mean, I feel like the argument could be made, and I'm not shitting on the show by any stretch of the imagination, but I feel like the argument could be made that like a segment of the population was extra into Mad Men because they lived through that time, and they were like, it felt like an accurate recreation of it. You know, I mean, I understand there was a lot of other people who weren't alive when it was on, or when that was happening, that still liked the show.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, like, an accurate, you know, representation of a time and a feel. And I know Cobra Kai is modern day, but it very much has that like 80s sensibility thing going on throughout it. So,
I mean, you wouldn't just watch that if you'd never watched The Karate Kid.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, but like Cobra Kai is funny because it's like you've got a guy stuck in the past, like, and conflicting with modern day stuff, and that's why that show works. Glow is just 100% in the past, you know, period piece type thing, you know. So, I love both of them, and it's like it is weird to me. I know Netflix is obviously a player, but like if you told me a year ago, like, hey, one of your favorite, you know, seasons of a show is going to come from YouTube, it'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, unlike unrate and unsubscribe, because I don't believe any of that.
Well, I mean, you know, and it's not a guarantee that Netflix is going to do a good job with it.
No,
they have done bad things.
Yeah, I mean, they're just casting a wide net, you know.
Yeah. Something will stick if we just make 9 million television shows, which is what they do.
Yep.
And a couple of movies.
A couple. So, I watched some stuff on FX.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Like, Archer and Atlanta, I finished up both seasons. But I want to note about watching, because I have PlayStation View, FX basically comes on to me as on demand. Like, even though it's the way the DVR works, it kind of adds it there. All of FX commercials must like come from Fox News because it's all about Medicare and like conserving your wealth and keeping your CPAP clean.
You got any catheters?
There were no catheter commercials, but I was just like,
is the pillow commercial on there?
I think it has been, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just like I can't imagine missing your target audience that thoroughly of having those commercials every break on Archer and Atlanta.
Right.
Like, nobody under 50 is watching those shows. And B, nobody under 50 is watching them on demand streaming. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you even like making money off this? I don't even understand. But
yeah, why aren't you just advertising tech shit? Like, any streaming thing should be advertising whatever the latest anything is, and not just have you saved enough for your retirement?
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah,
but,
the
like
guy
whenever
with the
I
weird
stream,
ears doing like the it's that one about the retirement. Oh god, and then the CPAP mask one, and then the Medicaid one where it's like comes in super loud. But anyway, yeah, Atlanta. I finally got to basically marathon most of the season, and then something happens in the third to last episode that I was like, man, fuck all this. And then finally got around to watching the last two. Like, I needed that palate cleanser, like a couple weeks off to go back and finish it. And that season ended strong. Like, the period piece one is super good.
Yeah.
Like, that... It was painfully middle school to watch.
Yeah, the
like,
FUBU one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one was just like, oh my god. And the kid who played young Ern, fucking amazing. Like, he caught so many little mannerisms and things that Donald Glover does as that character, that he did them as this kid. Like, I was like, is that Donald Glover's son or something? Like, how does he do this? It was really amazing that they got kids like that in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Teddy episode, the Darius episode, I hate to say On Demand has commercials. Apparently when it first aired, there were no commercials. And no commercial breaks whatsoever.
Yeah,
so it just plays out straight.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was like that until I read stuff about it afterwards, because I was like, I need to read some shit about this episode, because what the fuck just happened?
This episode's so good and weird at the same time.
Yeah, it is like him leaning as far as he can into the David Lynch territory that he's always kind of said the show had.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you and I kind of briefly talked. We haven't really gotten in depth, but like I don't think you like season 2 as much as I did. Like, I thought season 2 was
there's a couple things
strong.
Yeah, I mean there's a few weak ones, like the whole Drake's Mansion episode is not great.
It's weird, and there's certain aspects of it I really like, but yeah, it's a strange detour.
Yeah, I almost wish they had made it unclear whether Darius was there or not, because I think that might have worked a little better for me. Like, just some of the weirdness going on, but Yeah, I just it's you first mentioned that it's like, okay, this guy finally starts winning and the world keeps shitting on him, and it got to me at a certain point in those, and there was a point where I was like, are they gonna fucking kill off Darius? Because I might not watch this show anymore if that happens.
Yeah,
because it very much felt like that. There's a point where they get so much where like just watching that Teddy episode, I'm like, I don't know where any of this is going. Like, I have no way of predicting anything that's going to happen in this.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
But also in like this way that's like, fuck, man, this is like hard to watch right now.
Yeah. The Teddy episode is great. The kids episode is great. The barber episode, as much as it pissed me the fuck off, that episode is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that show is just, it's so solid, and it's so disappointing that it takes, basically 18 months for them to make new ones. And it's probably will again.
Mm-hmm. And plus the Helen episode, too. The German one.
Oh, man. Another, leaning hard into the David Lynch territory with that.
I've actually been to Helen, Georgia, and that's not... And I didn't go during, like, a German fest thing, but it's weird as fuck like that. There are huge halls when you're just, like, walking around. It's like, the fuck is this for? And now I know. Like, they have weird-ass...
Well, the thing that bothers me about that episode is there's a lot of conflict that could have been avoided very early on.
Sure, yeah.
Like, before they even got there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, obviously it makes for better storytelling to not get into that. But it's kind of like, God, what are you doing? You could have solved a lot of these problems beforehand. But, yeah, Archer, this was a really strong season. This was like just a really good return to form type season for Archer. And it's because I think they don't pit everyone against Archer like they normally do. Like, he actually has Pam and Crackers with him the whole time.
I need to catch up. I don't even know who Crackers is.
Crackers,
who the hell's Crackers?
Crackers is Krieger.
But
now he's a parrot who can talk. And and not just like parrot back stuff, but like have actual conversations with everyone where people get mad at him. But
I think I fell off on, I don't know, probably definitely Dreamland, but I don't remember where I fell off.
Yeah, well, Dreamland they forgot to write jokes. They wrote setups and they never wrote jokes for any of them.
That could be a problem.
Yeah. But by the end of that season of Archer, Danger Island, it's top notch. And then there's a tease at the end for the next season, because the whole premise is that Archer's been in a coma, dreaming different things. And basically the last 3 minutes of the last episode is an extended Alien teaser. Like, they basically go through the fucking Nostromo and come to the pods, and Archer's in one of the pods.
All right. I can see you being on board with that.
Yep, and Mother is his mother that wakes him up.
Yeah, okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So if that's where they're going next season, they count me in. All about it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a great show, but that's what's weird to me is like FX is cranking out so many good shows like that. Like they've become the home for like just shows where they're just letting people do what they want.
Right.
Which seems weird because you keep seeing the commercial, FX has the movies. And it's like, yeah, but you've edited the movies down. Whereas stuff like Atlanta, they're barely editing anything. Like, the only thing that really you can tell they edited is all the male nudity in one of the scenes that is just like...
Oh my God, that is... Yeah, how can I forget that episode and talking about season 2? Jesus, that episode. That episode...
A lot happens in that episode.
Yeah, that episode goes all over the place.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I don't even want to give away where they end up, where they have all this male nudity and just like the weirdest juxtaposition you can think of going on during all of it. But
the song just immediately popped in my head.
What, Laffy Taffy?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now everyone knows.
D4L.
Yep. All right. You guys want some emails?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
That was a meh.
It was a bit of a meh.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't here for the hidden episode, but
okay.
Someone named Antiprice wrote us. Said, hey, the song is called On Your Feet by Shock Paris. It's awesome, and they're awesome. God bless you all. and sent a link to the MP3.
This is probably when I said, "Is that Iron Maiden?"
Right.
Ah, yeah, that would be my. Yeah, that's my fault.
It's a correction.
Okay. But yeah.
Thank you. Anti-Price.
Anti-Price.
The opposite of Price.
The opposite of Vincent Price.
You were the Anti-Price.
Yeah.
Lars von Trier's Anti-Price.
Yep. And we also got one from Jay from Vegas, a.k.a. Jagus, who said, "Won't You Be My Neighbor needs a Criterion release. Hey, BMF crew, Jagus here. And first thing first, fuck AMC. The staff at my local theater seem to be in a real sour mood over no one caring about their Movie Pass knockoff, and we're taking it out on everyone. So yeah, I saw the Fred Rogers documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? And I really liked it, but also was so frustrated during my viewing because they go for such a wide lens on the life of Fred Rogers that they miss out on details that I really wish they would explore. I honestly feel like this would have worked better as a Netflix documentary series because Fred Rogers was a deeply flawed human who became a cultural icon, and that led to him living a rich life. As a result, the people he worked with have had decades of stories to tell, and 90 minutes is not enough time to explore any of that in any detail. Hopefully they have plenty of extras in the digital/physical release, because the movie I saw was enough to whet my appetite for more about Fred Rogers, but didn't satisfy that desire. I can't think of a good seg to end with, so keep on keeping on. Jay."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, the trailer almost had me in tears watching that.
It's like, I don't want to go to the theater and watch that.
Yeah.
I'll watch that at home. When no one
you
can
don't
see
you don't
it.
like a good ugly cry at the theater?
Not at the theater, no.
Oh, come on.
No, in private, bring it on.
But it also feels like a movie that, like, has the positivity I want right about now.
yeah,
You know?
a good cry.
Yeah, like I don't feel like there's going to be any...
That's one they should have done the Simo release for. I mean, knowing that people are having that reaction, they should have done the, hey, rent it for $8.
Yeah.
You know, while it's in the theater thing, and probably people would be like, yeah, that's probably for the best. Like, not even remotely close to the same movie, but I mean, like, having a good ugly cry coming out of Logan, of all things. Like, I'm in an XD theater, like, I'm ready for all the Ds, let's blow some shit up, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan would. If I had been in the theater, Logan would have wrecked me.
Oh,
I could stifle it at home.
Nope.
The best part, imagine being in a ridiculous D-box seat and being stuck around while...
Oh my god. Yeah.
I wonder if the D-box would tilt when the thing happens at the end at the same time.
tears go flying off the side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway. Next one up, Taylor from Seattle. Says, "This is less of a statement and more of a question, but... Hey, BMFcasters. Recently, someone I follow on Twitter lamented how nearly all post-apocalyptic movies and TV shows are hellscapes where only the strong survive. There seem to be very few about people who are making the effort to rebuild or who have already been built. Since then, I've been trying to think of post-apocalyptic movies that meet those criteria and which aren't about historical events which were almost certainly viewed as apocalyptic at the time, such as the fall of Rome, the Mongol invasion of China, etc. So far, the only suggestions have been Star Trek, several anime that were thinly veiled references to Japan rebuilding after the nukes, and H.G. Wells' Things to Come. Can you all think of any? Crash and Burn, Taylor from Seattle."
I mean, I was immediately thinking of Star Trek because they do pretty much make it clear that the eugenics wars and whatnot, like, were really fucking bad.
I mean, Planet of the Apes, the old series. It was after the apocalypse. It wasn't like this nightmare hellscape. It was just things got weird, and now apes are running things, and they weren't like back up to like civilization yet, but they were getting there. It wasn't just everyone's hanging out in shitty New York and everything's irradiated. I mean, that's partially rebuilding, but that original series also gets so convoluted as
by
to
the
its
end of
timeline. It's like I don't understand when this is or where.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
It's a tough one because, like, it's really... I guess the thing is those aren't compelling stories.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I mean, if you see Fancy Future, there's not to say that there wasn't some dark period before that. I mean, you know, I don't know what happened in Blade Runner. I mean, it seems okay. There's some sort of apocalyptic thing because there's no animals.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, things aren't super hunky-dory either, you know. It's still dark and there's some shitty stuff going on. But, like, I mean, like, who's to say, like, Fifth Element? It's like...
I was about to say Fifth Element.
Yeah, like, you know, you don't know what all's gone on. Like, who's, you know, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, if you see happy, bright future sci-fi, it's like it very rarely dwells on like, yeah, this bad thing happened, but we got better.
Yeah.
It's usually just like, no, hey, here's cool future sci-fi shit.
Usually you don't, in most of your storytelling, don't want to mention there was an apocalypse, because then that immediately becomes like, well, tell us that story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, emerging out of that would be interesting, not 100 years after that. So, I mean, Star Trek kind of did it to flesh itself out, but it's not like it was built on that premise. It was just like,
I'm sure it wasn't
characters would talk about the past, and then it would be like, yeah, let's fill in the details with war. I mean, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, eventually they got to the point where Star Trek was, we developed warp speed out of, getting out of this bullshit, trying to just really get away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Walking Dead has touched on that at points, but the problem is that show is so deeply cynical that it can't allow that to last for very long at all before, okay, shitty person that's stronger comes in and kills everyone.
Right.
Or you trusted the wrong person, now you're all dead. It's just kind of like, that's that show's problem, is that it's had characters that are like, all right, we need to rebuild, we actually need to make a world, we need to do something about it, and then,
3 episodes later,
character
it goes
with more
wrong.
guns shows up, and you're like, nope, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
You work for me now.
Oh, you haven't heard about us? We're the gang with all the guns.
Yeah.
Blam.
Yeah, I mean, there actually is one character they introduced in the last season that kind of implies that there are people out there doing actual like rebuilding work away from the story that they're telling in the show currently, but knowing the show, they'll just kill that person off.
Oh, sure.
Offhandedly and whatever.
I mean, the Alien series is post-apocalyptic because when they talk about Earth, they're like, oh, it's fucked. Don't go there. So something happened to Earth, and it's like,
yeah.
I mean, people are just mostly doing space jobs, and then, corporations are like, we need aliens to make, better killing machines. But most people are just like space truckers and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The company is a real shitbird in those movies, too.
Well, what I'm saying.
Man, at some point you would think they would give up on the, hey, maybe this alien will do what we want it to do. It's like,
stories, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have an apocalypse, that's the story you're probably going to tell, because it's probably the most interesting. I mean, even like Idiocracy is kind of a during the apocalypse, just very slowly, because everyone's just stupid.
Well, I was going to say, okay, so the counter to that is like, I could probably think of some post-apocalyptic things where some people are just trying to get on with their lives, but then they're the ones that like our main characters show up there and then shit goes bad.
Yeah.
Because like somebody goes, oh, you're just living your life and have some decent shit, we're going to take it and fuck you up.
Yeah.
So that's your, even if there is people just like trying to get on, usually the story swerves over to.
Yeah, it's always just like, man,
you're trying to
got
build a
stuff,
utopia?
huh?
Yeah, fuck you.
Give us your stuff. Now everything's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't think of anything else. I mean, obviously the new Planet of the Apes movies are, well, the first one was before, because it was just modern day.
Yeah.
They don't get full blown apocalyptic. They just, because the
last one
the
was
apes evolved
basically
because of science, not because of anything else.
Yeah.
But the apes release the virus, though, don't they? Wasn't that the end of one of them?
I don't know.
Like
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, okay.
All I know is like James Franco creates it, I think, trying to cure Alzheimer's
For his dad,
just
John
like
Lithgow.
Deep Blue Sea did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead,
Man, I wish movies didn't make curing Alzheimer's like always the cause of destruction in the universe, because we need a cure for Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
It is like the worst possible disease a person can get.
well, that's why these scientists get desperate and test it on
Sharks
talking
and
monkeys.
apes.
Yeah, but it's
And then there's like
it's
ape sharks.
yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
All right, we did have someone on Twitter
We did, yeah.
write us
Answer a very important burning question.
and told us that centaurs obviously have a horse penis and they wear pants that are blue and black, not white and gold, on their hind legs only.
Yes. Solved 3 mysteries at the same time.
Yeah.
Kiwi Rain wrote in to explain that.
What's with the color stripes? I don't understand.
The dress.
Huh?
there are 3 memes going on there.
Yeah.
Well, one we've kind of sort of created by where does the centaur have his dick?
Yes, that's
the other
our
one.
meme.
Hey, if a horse wears pants, do they go over all 4 legs or just the back 2 legs?
Oh.
And also, is the dress?
the dress
Oh, I
blue
forgot
or-
about the fucking dress. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The whatever Laurel and Yanni thing.
Yeah.
And also, I want to note that Shannon Ray Cliche seemed offended by the vagina windsock.
I think her response was, "Oh no," which is how everyone responded to it. Yeah, I'm glad. I thought it was amusing that you didn't know which vagina windsock I was talking.
I just heard vagina windsock, and I was like, oh well, obviously he's talking about whatever the hell Daedalus had on her
No,
crotchal area.
no, this is a full blown like. What if
Yeah.
we put a wind tunnel over her vagina? Like, way to go, dressmaker.
Yeah.
Dressmaker.
Way to go, dressmaker.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
if you want to write in, please go to bmfcast.com.
Please.
Check out the sidebar. Got like links to socials, email, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Email us BMF at BMF. Just got to say it a bunch of times, and then we will appear in your inbox.
Right.
But no, BMF at BMFcast.com is the email address.
Mm-hmm.
We also have eBay auctions going
Yeah.
for charity.
Yes.
A lot of the movies that we've watched are not a lot, but like we've been slowly putting them up.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 or 2 a week.
We have a library that we like to maintain, and then sometimes it's like, you know what, we don't need this. No one's ever going to watch this.
Yeah.
So
And
let's.
we've had a few people ask us to autograph the DVD
Yeah.
or the Blu-ray, so we're like, oh yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Not like we made it.
Yeah, I
but
know.
It feels a little weird.
It does. It is a little weird, but if you want us to sign it, sure, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
But
We
yeah,
didn't make
but
a
check
piece
them
of
out.
paper,
What is the charity that all of the money from these goes to?
but it's the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
100% goes to that. We're not making a dime on this.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are
We actually
weird-
lose money shipping
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And we make sure that the children are missing and that we exploit them.
Right. We want to make sure that does
Yeah.
not happen. So,
Oh.
Yeah. We've
No.
all,
Wait,
we've
what?
all seen Taken, and we know what happens.
right.
Well, that's just Liam Neeson's kid. You can take every other kid except for Liam Neeson's kid.
Who's 30?
True.
Let's
Yeah.
not get into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. Just search BMFcast on eBay. That'll. I need to build a link on our website. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
if you follow us on Twitter, we post the link all the time, just like
Yep.
with a fancy
So
picture.
If you like some of the stuff we've discussed, it might show up there for sale.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you're still feeling charitable, go to patreon.com/BMFcast, where you can get bonus exclusive stuff. There's exclusive podcasts. There's early release videos. There's all sorts of stuff. Timed
So
exclusive.
much stuff.
And polls.
Yeah, you can vote on
Yeah. We're trying-
on
we're-
extra.
Yeah. Right now we don't have a theme. Our theme is you pick the movie.
Yeah,
and
we've got a stack of discs to tell us which one you want us to watch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been fun watching these numbers go back and forth. Like I see a movie that's like, oh, that's going to be the winner, and then it's like, nope, that just got obliterated. Something else. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's now opened up to everybody.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
not
no longer
an elite poll.
It's no longer a bourgeois poll
I did.
anymore.
I mean, it was a fancy poll.
Yeah.
Now-
Now it's for the proletariat.
Yeah, it's
But
polls
it's
for the
still,
masses.
you have to be a subscriber to vote in it.
Well,
Yes.
yes. You
Okay.
do have to be
It's
at
not
least.
open.
No, it's not for the completely unwashed.
You must at
masses.
least be a citizen
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
of Patreon.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
However you want to get there.
Your
I mean-
citizenship guarantees service.
Yeah, I don't want to toot our horn, but I'm like I subscribe to a lot of Patreons. I think we give more than anybody I've seen. We
Yes.
put out so much stuff.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah. Like I realize how much we put out. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. Like we've
You know,
had to
and we canceled some things.
we canceled
did.
some things and we redid the schedule so that it's not wall to wall all the time because we were running out of days.
Yeah, there was a like 3-week span
Yeah.
early on where it was like we had something posting every day, and we'd have to actually ask and be like,
Are you
I
posting
feel like
anything?"
posting the podcast today. Is there anybody?
Yeah. No, I'm
no,
posting
this
this.
is going up.
Yeah. Yeah. We've figured out a schedule that I think is better spaced anyway.
Yeah.
Posting the poll has kind of thrown that off a bit. I got to figure out when to do that,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there's a lot of stuff there, and most of it you can get for less than $5. Like $3 will get you a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
So
a lot of those let slays.
Mm-hmm.
Early notice of what our next episode is.
Yep.
That sort of stuff.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, we all figured out that we weren't good at solo podcasting. Well, he was better than most, but I mean, I was terrible. I don't like solo podcasting.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot of editing.
I mean,
it's tough to have a conversation with yourself for 45 minutes.
I mean, I think the secret for solo podcasting is you have to write it out and then try to make it sound like you're not reading a script. That's the only way it can work.
Yeah,
That's how I have to do my videos.
I had notes that I read from because I didn't want to sound too scripted because I have a different voice when I'm reading than when I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd go from notes and go there, but it's still a mess. It's still hard, and that's why I had to stop.
Yeah,
I feel bad too because I was really enjoying doing it, but
yeah, I was looking for an excuse to make myself finally sit and watch all of Next Generation, but
I know. And there's a lot of Futurama episodes I knew I wanted to get to, and like every once in a while they would pop up on like Comedy Central when we were watching TV and we're just flipping around, and I'm like, oh my god, they're showing Jurassic Park right now. Fucking hell. Or the one where like they travel to the end of the universe and then come back, and there's so many good episodes that are still to come. So yeah.
Yep.
One day I'll win the lottery and quit my job, and then I'll make more of them.
Or if you guys just want to donate more, we can quit our jobs that way.
Yeah. No.
donate a lot.
Yeah.
Get everyone else to.
Yeah.
But it's worth checking out. Patreon.com/BMFcast.
Yes.
Yeah, I can vouch. There's a lot of stuff there.
Cool.
Yeah, because you have a hand in almost all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Chuck.
That's okay.
Chuck's the hand that rocks the cradle.
I am, yeah, totally.
You have the job that allows the most leeway for that sort of thing.
Sure.
I used to. Of course, if I'd stayed at my job, turns out they like locked down the internet. They even shut off Wi-Fi.
What?
Nobody has Wi-Fi at my old job anymore.
Holy shit.
Like the week I left, like things went to hell. Like you want to talk about post-apocalyptic landscapes?
Yeah, that sounds like it right
Yeah,
there.
everyone there's like, we can't even go on YouTube. It's Spotify doesn't work.
Wow.
I had to get an unlimited data plan on my phone.
Oh,
Well,
man.
next thing you know, they'll put like cell blockers in there too.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, sadly, you can.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, all that being said, is it time for us to get out of here?
Yes.
I think so.
Cool. Well, I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
Oh no, BJ's not here
Every
to say it.
time we always just look around like, fuck, who's gonna say it? We should have planned this out.
Yeah. So you gotta go. And this is BMFcast out, motherfuckers.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what BJ does.
That was
every
the one.
time. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Good.
Yeah. That's you.
Hey, I'm an asshole. That's you, Chuck.
Oh, that's you.
Man.
I'm Chuck Dowling.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Master impressionist.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at Rich Little over
You're
here.
a regular Fred Travelino over there. All right. Next week, guys, there's no BJ, so we need to come up with who's going to say it at the end.
No.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We also have to do the intro.
Okay.
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 Wait, you did the intro.
I did.
Oh, you're talking about next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a rule that I've just made up.
Yeah.
Next week should be interesting.
Should it?
Should.
Oh, yeah. Sweet sound of a button.
I can't hear it.
No?
I took my headphones off.
Well, you know.
All right. Good show, everybody. Happy
Yeah.
freedom.
Yeah. Way to freedom.
Yeah. I might just go ahead and put the show out on Wednesday instead of Friday.
You're
I'm
crazy.
down for that.
You're crazy, Chuck.
I wore red, white, and blue today.
Holy shit.
Wow, you're the most America.
I am.
Yeah.
And
I
so
really
can
am.
you.
Did you get a MAGA hat?
No, because I'm American.
Okay.
I am a real American.
My loyalty is to America.
Fight for the
Not a
rights
party.
of every man.
That anyone with the American flag in their profile on Twitter now
Blocked.
are dickheads.
Blocked.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might as well be that fucking frog. Which
Blocked.
I'm so glad I blocked like 2
Yeah.
years ago. Figured out how to block that fucking frog emoji.
Poor frogs.
What? Why are you Stevie Wondering over there?
I don't know. I just said poor frogs.
Oh.
Stevie Wondering is just because I don't know.
You were just rocking.
Huh?
You were just rocking.
I was just rocking, man. I was trying out the the new arms, seeing if I can go this way and that way and do it all silently, and I can. It's like for the audio people, which wouldn't be hearing this part, they'd never know that I was rocking around.
They really wouldn't.
Hey, it's 11:11. Make a wish.
All right,
I
shorten
could
it
go
down. What?
Granted.
Wish granted.